Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have an absolute cracker. Semi-finals. Djokovic is serving first here against Jannik Sinner in this semi-final. And it's for a place in the final against either Alcaraz or Daniel Medvedev. Djokovic 30-15, and he is the big favorite, of course, going in to this match. And he started off pretty strong, going 30-love up. Sinner now at 30-15, looking to try and push Novak Djokovic in this opening game. Let me know in the comment section as well. Get through all the comments, and I can see quite a few of you have already started voting. Let's see, 52%. Wow, hold on, 52% of you have gone for Jannik Sinner. That's a surprise. I was not expecting that. So a slight advantage to Sinner in the YouTube poll from you guys, which is interesting, very interesting. And let's go through the comments at 30 all. Here's Sinner looking to open up an early break point here. Gray saying Sinner voting or cheering on at least the Italian. We've got Matt Hill saying, yeah, I see the roof is closed. Exactly. Yep, the roof is closed. Well, that will be a big, big factor. Look, I mean, Djokovic is so good with the roof closed. As you can see him serving there. And at 30 all. Matt says, yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to be busy today covering matches for my blog. Very nice. About Djokovic, I remember him killing that European indoor swing last year. And Jannik Sinner has an early break point here. Wow. So Djokovic started off pretty strong, 30-love up now. Looks like he's going to have to fight in this first set, first game. And got to 30 all, actually, Djokovic with a... Well, Sinner got to 30 all after a forehand error from Djokovic, so not playing and not opening up as maybe as well as he'd like Djokovic early doors here. Not finding the rhythm as much. Come on, Jannik, you can do this, says Saki. One as Djokovic saves the break point. Juice. This is a big opening game. Big opening game. And Sinner, look, I mean, he's going to look, of course, to try and cause the upset today. He was 2 sets to love up against Djokovic last year. And, yeah, he opened up that break point after some good play behind the baseline and came forward. Djokovic playing a little bit passively, and Sinner with a good into-out forehand. And Sinner's come out the blocks pretty quickly here. Matt says, I mentioned the other day, but the only reason I give Sinner a puncher's chance is because of Darren Cahill being on his team. The guy's a genius, has coached some of the game's legends. Agreed. Brad Gilbert also said that. Yep, 100%. And actually says, hello, everyone. Hey. Yep, so one break point save, but Djokovic is going to have to save another one. And the first break point was the first serve. And Djokovic just ripping the forehand into the corner, and Sinner just found it too hot to handle. Can Djokovic find something big again to save this break point? He's under pressure straight away. Jannik Sinner trying to push the break here straight away in this opening game. Let's see whether he's able to. And it was great defensive work, actually, as well, by the way, from Sinner to open up the break point. And stuck with Djokovic here, running forehand. He's one of the best players on tour, I would say, when it comes to the running forehand. And his forehand, generally speaking, can be very, very harmful when he is hitting it, crunching at the moment. Massive forehand on the line to open up that break point, which Djokovic has just saved again. So that's 3 or 2 break points saved early doors here. He's very much looking here, Novak Djokovic, to at least get on the board straight away. If Sinner breaks him, he's under pressure straight away. I mean, 2 sets of love down. Djokovic is still the favourite, though, by the way. Let's be honest. Happened last year. I've got to cheer on Sinner. I'm an honorary member of the Ginger Army, lol. Yeah, the Carota Club, isn't it? I'm not going to be realistic today, so I'm going for Sinner in 5. Lexi, come on, Jannik, let's go. Yeah, I mean, look, he started off well, but then the same thing happened last year, I guess, and he just wasn't able really to do anything from there. So, yeah, add up again, Sinner it was. And Djokovic, though, is being solid when needed, and Sinner made the mistake on the forehand side going into the net. Djokovic is going to feel his way into this match, and he's now got his first game point. And knowing him, he's going to be clinical and take it. Yeah, come on, Yannick, let's go, says Ashley with the ginger fox emoji, an Italian flag. Like, I mean, he's definitely a fan favorite, isn't he, Jannik Sinner? He's got an exciting game. Djokovic, of course, so many fans worldwide. He's a global superstar. He really is what you are. They talk about. And Djokovic has held in the end, so saving a couple of break points. Impressive from Djokovic. Started off a little bit slowly, but it doesn't matter. He's held, and that's the important thing. Sinner needs to take these chances when they come, though. That's going to be a big, big theme. Djokovic killing with depth to win those last couple of points, and Sinner shanking the forehand long to open up that game point. And Hassan says, I expect this to be a very difficult match for Djokovic. Big question mark is around Sinner's mental game. He'll put a lot of pressure on Djokovic's defense today. Yeah, agreed. Just whether Sinner can be consistently aggressive throughout the whole match and still keep the unforced error count down. Djokovic just breaks you down slowly but surely. That's the problem. It's a long game for him, not the short game. 100%. 100%. And like I says, whoever wins this match wins Wimbledon. That's how I'm seeing it. Yikes. Really? Okay. So you're not giving Alcaraz or Medvedev much of a chance in the match later, which Anthony will be covering, who's been a superstar at this Wimbledon so far. Yeah, exactly. Matt's right. Says Sinner might regret not taking advantage of those break points in that game. I think he will come to regret it, in all honesty. You don't get many opportunities like that on Djokovic's serve, especially nowadays, given how he's bulked it up. So that's a big missed opportunity. Big question is now going to be, can he hold serve? And it's not a good start as he goes love 15 down here. Djokovic is going to now try and pounce here because he knows Sinner might be a little bit disappointed from that. And I think he's going to find it difficult now. I genuinely think he's going to find it difficult, Jannik Sinner, for this specific service game. If he can get through this, I think he'll be okay. Lex says, nope, no chance. Okay, wow, for Alki or Medvedev. Sinner goes 30-15 up, a couple of quick points from the Italian. And he's definitely improved his serve somewhat, Jannik Sinner, but still, to me, it needs a bit more work. It does, and I still think it's a work in progress. The pace is there. Placement sometimes not so much and doesn't have as much variation as I think he should do. But it's a work in progress. And he served very well for the first 2 sets against Djokovic last year. And it definitely showed, right? Because he ended up taking the first 2 sets. So, yeah. Right. So, Sinner fighting here at 30, all in the opening service game. Djokovic saving break points in his opening one and managing to hold in the end. No surprises there, of course. Djokovic being clutch and has been clutch, and his record in the last 4 Wimbledons is incredible. He's won the last 4, and he hasn't lost on centre court anyway since he lost to Andy Murray in 2013. So That's pretty impressive, to say the least. But of course, all those I've rooted for ended up not winning, so my take is unimportant. You know what? Everyone's take's important, whether you're right or wrong. It's always interesting to hear everyone's thoughts um, on the tennis. It really is. Okay, so Sinner at 30-40. Right, that's it. I'm telling you. This is it. Djokovic, he is a absolute master at doing this. He's turned this opening exchange between himself and Sinner on its head. He had to save three break points. Sinner now is under massive, massive pressure here. Huge pressure to hold. 30-40. Can he hold firm? Needs a first serve to get him out of trouble. No. No. Djokovic. Djokovic gets the early break. Uh-oh. That's definitely... that's definitely not what you'd want as a neutral anyway. Because this first set now could get a little bit difficult, in all honesty, for Jannik Sinner if he's not careful. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, Jannik. Oh, Jannik. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't see this. I mean, too many mistakes early doors here now. Yeah, exactly. Lexi says, oh boy, what the heck, Sinner? Don't embarrass me. Look, I mean, I don't know if it's going to embarrass you, Lexi, but it's not looking good so far. He's struggling big time. He is struggling big time. So love 15 here as well. Thing is, I've heard a lot of pundits saying that he just needs to kind of almost just swing for 3 sets and hope for the best. And I kind of see why people are saying that, but I don't think it's as simple as just playing ultra aggressive and hoping that it comes off. I think he does need to play some sort of intelligent game. You can't just come out and swing and hope for the best and hope that you are going to end up winning. I've seen a few people saying that, and I don't really agree with that, in all honesty. I think that's all well and good, but you still need to have tactical awareness. You can't just swing. Lexi says, it feels like Novak is playing against newcomers with how they play. Damn it. Matt Hill says, Sinner, I don't think has enough variety in his game to beat Novak. Thought the KO effect might help him, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a factor. Yeah, I agree. I think that's quite a good point. That is quite a good point. I do think variety is a big thing when it comes to Djokovic. And to be fair, it's also a big thing for most players trying to disrupt rhythm. And when I did my preview for the Medvedev and Alcaraz matchup, I was talking about how I think Alcaraz has enough variation to really disrupt Medvedev. And I'm not quite sure Sinner has that in his arsenal. I feel like he's got incredible timing and power off the ground, but does he have the variation, the backhand slice, the drop shots, the lobs, the different angles? He has some of those, but maybe not enough. Swing with the fences sounds good on paper, but how many times can someone actually pull it off? Exactly. Yeah. No, 100%. I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah, I mean, look, how many times is someone actually going to pull off as Djokovic races into a 40-15 lead here, looking to consolidate the break? He's looked good after a shaky first opening service game. He's just put it behind him. He broke straight away, and Sinner will be disappointed because he broke at the first time of asking as well, Djokovic. And I have to say that Sinner had 3 opportunities, and Matt said maybe he'll come to regret that. And he was right. He was right. He did come to regret that. It's exactly what happened. So let's see. Let's see, because I have a bad feeling this is going to get... this could get very, very hairy. So Djokovic serving here. And he's gone 3-love up now. He's consolidated the break. And some massive hitting on the forehand from Djokovic in the last couple of points. That points go 30 all up. Sinner hitting a forehand into the net. Just a few more unforced errors from Jannik Sinner. And it's hurting him. Definitely hurting him. Needs to be careful because the issue he's going to find is if he doesn't keep those errors down, Djokovic is just going to stay super solid. And he's not going to find much luck, I don't think, from Djokovic's side. He's going to have to make it himself and really force the issue. I think the difference between the two so far has been that one has been very clinical on breakpoints and the other hasn't been. That's for sure. Although Sinner's been trying to attack the second serve. Last service game at 40-15. He went 40-30. He's pushing it. He's trying to push it. Good forehand return. Had Djokovic on the back foot. Sliding. Goes wide. 40-30. And you're just thinking, okay, let's see what he can do here. But Djokovic has the tools to just quiet you down. Just say, okay, you're starting to push me here. Massive serve out wide. And he got the unreturnable. 3-love. Done, right? I mean, it's too good. It's too good from Djokovic. And I'm unsure really what Sinner's going to be able to do now in this instance because he's going to find it hard at 3-love down to recover in this first set. Can he regroup in a second set and come forward and try and do something? Potentially. We'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be tough for him. That's for sure. Okay. Also, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Do appreciate each and every one of you. Great to have you guys on as always. And okay, so Jannik Sinner though starting off better in this one. He's jumped into a 30-love lead. He needs to get on the board here. This could get embarrassing. 40-love better from Sinner, starting to serve better here as well, off the ground. Djokovic, the issue as well against Djokovic is that he doesn't give you a huge amount of chances to get a lot of free points on your serve. Given that he's the best returner ever to great tennis score, I think it's probably safe to say, especially on grass as well. It makes it very, very difficult as a player to really get into rhythm on your serve, and also you don't get much breathing space as well. You've got to be on it, otherwise he'll make you pay and he'll break you, and that's what's happened to Sinner early doors here. Whereas Sinner, right, opened up the chances, but what he did is rather than take his chances, Djokovic stayed firm, and he didn't stay firm. He didn't stay solid enough. Okay. 40-15 here. He's still got 2 game points. He needs to do something though, Sinner. I said he hasn't been good enough in these early exchanges to really trouble Novak Djokovic, although he does get on the board. 3-1. Good to see him at least stay within touching distance. Just a single break, so it's not over yet, and still a long way to go. It's best of 5, and the thing is, if Sinner wants to go 2 sets love up, you say Djokovic is still the favorite. But if Djokovic goes 2 sets love up, or even goes a set up, he becomes a massive favorite, and you start to think that, you know what, it might end up being a straight set victory. And did well Sinner in that last point on his serve. Just stuck with Djokovic. Djokovic, though, has gone 15 love up here at 3-1 up. Yeah, she says, few about time, Jannik. Yep, exactly. About time indeed. About time indeed. Sinner must be nervous, says Lexi. Yeah, maybe it's his first ever Wimbledon semi-final as well, right? So maybe he's nervous. Maybe he's nervous. His kick serves have been good though for second serve. I mean, that's always going to be effective against the backhand of Djokovic, and utilized it nicely last year, and the backhand return anyway of Djokovic, and yeah, utilized that in the last point on his serve and hit a good forehand cross. Needs to be a lot more solid here, Jannik Sinner, and needs to try and take some calculated risks. Look, he's got a good chance if he plays lights out tennis, but the issue for him is going to be, how long can he play that type of tennis, and is it viable for him to play that over 3 sets and still come out on top? And the answer to that is, I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Has anyone beaten Novak from 2 sets up in a slam? I don't think it's happened very often, in all honesty. I would not know the last time it happened. If anyone in the chat knows, let me know, because that's a very good question. I don't think it's happened in a while, though. If at all, in honesty, he's a pretty good front runner. When he loses the first set, or if he wins the first set, sometimes he can end up losing from there. I've seen that happen before. 2 sets to love up though. 2 sets to love up. Pretty unlikely. Not something that I've seen recently, anyway. I'll be interested to see whether anyone else has an instance that they might think of, because I'm intrigued to know. It seems like the longer a tournament goes, the harder it is to beat Novak. He dropped a couple of sets early in the tournament, but it's in semis and finals of slams. He's almost impossible to beat. Yeah, 100% as he goes 30-15 up here on his serve. Looking to go 4-1 up, and within 2 games of this first set, Djokovic, of course, is looking to win his 8th Wimbledon title. So, I mean, he's got a phenomenal record here at SW19. He's won the last 4 Wimbledons as well. And Lex says, if I'm being realistic, I'd be rooting for Novak, but I wanted to give Sinner a chance. It's understandable. Look, I think we all want to see at least 4 sets, don't we? In the chat, I mean, I guess if you're a die-hard Novak Djokovic fan, then you're... Now, this is it, 30 all. So these are the chances that Sinner needs to take, right? He's got 30 all now. So big question, can he push here? Oh, 30 all, because I know he's been beaten a lot from 2 sets down. Stefanos. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Tsitsipas, of course, Roland Garros final 2021. Beat him from 2 sets to love down, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, incredible. Yeah, it's just, yeah. The guy is a beast. In a good way. In a good way. He's got a break point here. This is big. This is big. He's got to take his chance. He's got to take his chance now. Can he take his chance? I'm sure Anthony is seriously tuned in, hoping for Sinner to... Yeah, I mean, Anthony's a massive Jannik Sinner fan. Absolutely loves Sinner. And yeah, he'll be hoping that Sinner gets through, of course. And for me, don't really have any vested interest, so I'm happy for whoever to win, in all honesty. Right, so Sinner is not taking his chances. That missed breakpoint opportunity for Sinner. Need to do better. And Djokovic gave him a second serve as well at 30-40. I mean, Sinner's got to be better there. He's not taking these breakpoint opportunities. He's now had 4 breakpoint opportunities. He hasn't taken any of them, Jannik Sinner. Djokovic has had the single opportunity. He's taken it. It's been the big difference between the two so far. And I went backhand to backhand. Sinner missed a forehand cross. And to be honest, Djokovic gave him the down the line forehand as a short forehand that he had to hit down the line. In all honesty, it's an easy forehand on the line on the stretch for him and by his standards. And instead, he goes cross court, tries to go behind Djokovic, missed it, and got taken to juice. Djokovic in the end holds 4-1. Novak and Rafa, they're not human when they retire someone. Should really check their DNA. Oh, dear. Yeah, and then Djokovic just he walked him after that. Good serve and volley to go add up. Yeah, 33 match winning streak for Novak Djokovic as well, by the way, for anyone that cares. And that's a very, very impressive stat, of course. Look, I mean, his stats at Wimbledon and in most Grand Slams are very, very impressive. And yeah, held with an ace as well, Djokovic. I mean, he's playing some really good tennis right now, is the Serb. So the question is, yeah, I'm not sure why Sinner didn't go forehand line there. If he went forehand line in that break point, he wins the point, and it's a short forehand as well. He's got all the time in the world. Yes, it's a low bouncing court. Yes, it's a shorter ball. Yes, he's slightly on the stretch, but for Sinner, for I would say Sinner, Rune, Alcaraz, these guys are so good getting to the ball and giving themselves more time than a lot of other players would have. And I'm not sure why he didn't go into the open court. Djokovic was going to be left stranded. Hassan says some interesting patterns early on. Can Sinner have long enough phases where his forehand is fine without these random misses? Yeah, exactly. Djokovic's safe haven and rally so far has been to target that forehand, which is kind of crazy to say, right? Because Sinner's forehand is such a weapon, but what tends to happen is such a common theme with a lot of players is that their forehand is can be a massive weapon, but it's more susceptible to errors. And Djokovic is happy to stick with Sinner in the forehand to forehand because he's trusting his own forehand. He's trusting that he won't miss, and he's got enough quality on that side. Backhand to backhand, actually, I think he's more worried that Sinner might be able to have more success. And Sinner opened up 15-love. Good 7 volley, great touch from the Italian, clipping the sideline. Sinner definitely having to try and dig deep here. He needs to hold comfortably, and he does so. Was looking to do so. Second point ace down the tee from the ad side, 30-love. Some big serving as well. He's pushing towards the 130 mile per hour mark, which is big. He does hold in the end to love 40. Love to game 4-2 Djokovic. He still got the break. Still got the break of serve. Djokovic has had the one break point he's taken it. Sinner had one break point in a previous Djokovic game, but the opening service game he had 3 break points. They didn't take any of them. So he's had more opportunities to break, has the Italian, but hasn't been clinical whatsoever. Djokovic, being the incredible player he is, has just been better at being able to manage the big points so far, and that's been the difference. And that has really been the difference between himself, Nadal, and even Federer, obviously a few years ago, versus the rest of the field. They play those big moments a lot better. And yeah, Sinner. It was an easy hold, but the issue is that he's having comfortable service games, but he needs to get that break back, of course. What's the issue? So question is now, can Jannik Sinner find another breakpoint opportunity? Djokovic utilising that serve out wide, which he loves to do on grass. And Sinner, though, looking to try and push here. Got love 15 with a mistake from Djokovic. He challenged it. Yeah, I mean, his serving is improved so much, Djokovic's. It's just such a nightmare for opponents. So many unreturnables nowadays, and he's added to the ace count as well. He finds himself 30-15 up here. Becomes very hard when you get those chances like Jannik Sinner had. Just gotta take them. It's such a must right now. Yeah, and Sinner though is so good at chasing down drop shots and drop volleys. That's how he got to 15 all, chasing down a drop volley that, to be fair, wasn't good enough from Djokovic. And found himself at 15 all. Just needs to find as much. I think the thing is, as well, in all honesty, like Yannick Sinner, Holger Rune, Carlos Alcaraz, these guys seem to be the next crop coming through below your Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Zverevs. And out of that lot, only Medvedev has won a slam. So the question is, can these guys do better? And so far they are. And they've looked like they're not as scared of the big top players as well. Although Djokovic getting a slice of fortune to 30-15 after a slice into the net from Sinner. Caught the net cord, though, on the way through to the Italian. Question is, can Sinner try to open up some more break points here? This is a big service game because 5-2 up for Djokovic, even though it's a single break. He's going to struggle, of course, Sinner, to come back from that. Djokovic just actually sticking with Sinner in the backhand to backhand. Sinner's quality on that backhand side needs to be sky high, which it normally is, to be fair. And Djokovic is, to be fair, not made a huge amount of errors. And the reason, well, in the last few games, and the reason why is he hasn't taken massive risks and gone line a lot. He's gone cross court, but with quality. And Sinner has obliged with errors, especially on that forehand side. It's been misfiring a little bit. Makes a big difference. And Djokovic finds himself 5-2 up here, one game away from this first set. Hasn't looked at his best, but he's looked good enough to get the job done so far. Wrapped it up with an ace down the tee as well. From the juice side, painting the line. Actually says Jannik needs to break. He's had so many chances. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. He's had a lot of chances, but are chances enough? I guess not. So Sinner used to be a junior international skier, by the way. I don't know if anyone knows that, but quite a cool stat. Uh, yeah. Being interesting, of course, with the roof open. Oh, sorry, roof closed. Djokovic is definitely. I think he. Well, personally, I think he receives a bit of a boost there. He's an incredible indoor player, and it just makes his serving conditions a lot easier. I do think his serve is a lot more effective on the grass than Jannik Sinner's, and I think it then opens up the gap even more potentially in skill set. So the question is, yeah, Ashley is not wrong when she says that Sinner needs to break. And he needs to hold here anyway, at least, because he's serving to stay in this set at 2-5 down. Still the single break, but there's definitely a gap between the two players. Makes a big, big difference, of course. And Djokovic coming to the net quite a bit throughout, which has been good. And into win from Djokovic. As she says, Sinner started tennis late because of his skiing career, had to pick between the two and chose tennis at 13. Yeah. Sinner needs to hit his ground strokes deeper. Djokovic's teeing off in his shots. Yeah. And you know what? This is such a good point from Matt because, I was talking about how, Yannick Sinner likes to really hit the ball with a lot of velocity. So a lot of power through the court. Um, and that's all well and good, right? Like that's great, fine, cool. You can see why he want to do that, but in all honesty, it's fine to hit through the court and with that whippy forehand, but if you're making a lot of errors and if you're not hitting with enough depth, it doesn't matter. You can be hitting the ball at 100 miles per hour, short, and it'll still for someone like I know at Djokovic, he will get there, he'll soak it up, and he'll force you into errors. And I feel like Sinner is placing too much importance on power rather than depth and placement and angles. And I think that's what he needs to really look towards rather than trying to hit Djokovic off the court and kind of hit through him. Rather than hitting through him, he needs to try and hit with better angles and depth and try and make him uncomfortable. And I'm not quite sure he's doing that right now. RBT says Sinner does not look good. Does not look that good right now. Yeah, agreed. Kratz continue to widen on that forehand, says Hassan. Unfortunately for him, unlike Big Three, there are no plan Bs and Cs. For the moment, perhaps try to prevent Novak Djokovic from opening the angles by playing a bit central. Yeah, so that's the other thing. So what he can do is, and you know, it doesn't just apply to returning. If you're struggling in the exchanges, as Sinner holds it, by the way, 5-3, Djokovic will be serving for the set. What I would suggest is that if you're Yannick Sinner, what you need to do is you need to go deep down the middle and make sure that you're trying to go hard down the middle because at the end of the day, if you're going to not be able to stick with Djokovic in the exchanges, then what I would suggest doing is making sure that he at least tries to hit down the middle and tries to push Djokovic as much as possible. And that's the best way to do it, right? Ashley says, in my opinion, place that wins on grass more times than not, in my opinion, agreed. If you can get your opponent out of position, there's so many more opportunities for you to go for the winner. Exactly, because the points are always going to be shorter, generally speaking. They're always going to be shorter because the courts are quicker, it bounces lower. So the first few shots in the rallies on grass are so crucial. As Djokovic opens up 2-set points here, a chance for him to take the first set, and he'll be 1/3 of the way anyway into the final on Sunday. And he's looked good. As I said, he has looked good in spurts. He's just been solid. And it's a great, I mean, he's been serving well. I think the one thing I think that has been very good has been his serve. And that's one constant that tends to kind of, well, it has been a constant for a while now, which is a real positive for him, of course. Sinner is one level below Carlos as he does not have a great serve. Yeah, Djokovic, by the way, has taken the first set 40-15 here, 5-3. And Djokovic looking imperious in this first set. We'll touch on this comment in a second because it's an interesting one. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but we'll touch on it in a second. And it's unreturnable from Djokovic to wrap it up. He's been serving really well. Let's go through the stats for the set as well. He's been good. He's been solid, and he gets it done. So ace count already 5 aces for Djokovic in set 1. First serve percentage of 65% for Novak, 60% for Sinner. First serve points won around the same, to be fair, 67% for Sinner, 68% for Djokovic. But the second serve points won 75% for Sinner, 67% for Djokovic. Now, the reason why, you might look at that and say, that's a bit weird, because Djokovic has actually won less percentage on, well, second serve anyway, and first serve is about the same. So how's he won that set? What's happened is he's had one breakpoint opportunity. That's this breakpoint here, and he took it straight away. Sinner's had bigger inroads in most of Djokovic's service games. Sinner had multiple love games, by the way, on serve, or holds to love. Djokovic didn't have a huge amount, but he did what he needed to do, and he was clinical. He saved 3 out of his 3 breakpoints that he faced. Impressive stuff from him. And when it's unforced error is 13-6 for Sinner, 9-3 for Djokovic. So that's really good from Djokovic. 3 times the amount of winners unforced errors. He's been very, very, very tight. For Sinner, 13-6, so just over twice as many winners unforced errors. Net points won. Both players haven't come to the net a huge amount, although Sinner, 8 out of 9 net points won. That's pretty good. 3 out of 6 for Djokovic. If I was Sinner, I'd try and come forward more. It looks like he's having success there, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to do that in this second set. He will be serving first, so that's a bit of an advantage, because if he can at least hold in the first few games, then, in my opinion, it's going to become very, very interesting, because as it goes on, Djokovic will be trailing, of course. Let's see. Ashley says it must be so annoying to play Djokovic. Of course. Of course. Just because he's so, so good, right? And Sinner starting off this set well. Great forehand down the line from Sinner to open up 15 love. And we've got, oh, Peaches in the chat. Hi, Peaches, how you doing? 70% of you have gone for Djokovic now. That's not a surprise, though, is it really? Hey, Fazan QualityShot fam. Indeed. Hello. And Sinner's been trying to utilize the forehand on the line early doors in the second set. And first point, it was good. He clipped the line, clipped the sideline. Great forehand. Second point, tries to go for it again. This time, misses it. Fine. Right intent. Didn't try to hit the leather off it, to be fair. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to be super critical of him, because at the end of the day, he's still relatively young and inexperienced. And but look, he's done well. It's a great return, by the way, from Djokovic at 15-all into the corner, backhand corner of Sinner. But the into-out forehand doing the job for Sinner, hitting a winner, going 30-15 up. Djokovic is going to push here. He's going to try and break straight away, but Jannik Sinner needs to hold firm. Novak is the Brooks Koepka of tennis. Ooh, who's Brooks Koepka's golf? Don't know my golf too well. You're going to have to explain why. Hassan says encouraging second serve return points, 1 for Sinner. Like you said, it was down to breakpoint conversion. Have to say it was close to set with Novak playing better on the big points. Agreed. Sinner has a game point here at 40-30. Matt says, actually, I agree. I think during the clay season, people thought he was going to lose at Roland Garros because of the losses in the warm-up tournaments. It's all about the majors for Novak. Yeah, he looks to always peak during the majors. And he says it himself. He does. And the forehand from Sinner. It's up and down at the moment. Winners, unforced errors. Come on, Sinner, says Peaches, as he does hold in the opening service game. Yes, Matt, I think a lot of people want a new champion. No respect to Nole. He's brilliant, but his dominance makes tennis boring for those who aren't Nole fans. They only care about the majors, says Matt. Yeah, of course they do. Of course. The people who like Djokovic, like Nadal, once you've done your dues and once you've, wrapped up all the Masters titles and everything else, what else is there to do? Apart from win slams, they're the pinnacle of the sport, and these guys are looking to make history, right? So that's exactly what they've been doing. And there's a massive, by the way, into out forehand from Sinner to wrap up that opening service game. So the forehand firing mostly for Sinner. I think if I counted correctly, so it was he hit 3 forehand winners and 4 forehand winners and 2 forehand unforced errors in the opening game. She says the old grandpas only care about majors. Can't say I blame them. They've done everything else. Exactly, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, look, I care about everything, right? I care about everything, of course. And I genuinely love all tennis. But for these guys, what do they care about? Is the real question. And we know what they care about. It's all about how many majors you can win. Djokovic looking good here with the depth on the ground strokes, by the way. Sinner looks like he's taken heed of our advice. Although Djokovic killed him with depth on the backhand to backhand and Sinner shanked it long for 15 love. He's got to be careful, Sinner, because I feel like he can't let Djokovic get into massive rhythm here. He's taken the first set, great, but he needs to make sure that he's keeping Djokovic on his toes. Now, that's where the variation comes into it. And I think, as Matt said earlier, he's unsure whether Sinner has that type of variation. Also, there's a comment, I think was it RVT that said his serve is not as good, is one level below Alcaraz's. Not so sure about that, to be honest. Maybe. Don't think there's a lot in it, though. I still think Alcaraz's serve needs a lot of improvement as well. As Djokovic goes drop shot, but it's not a good enough one. Sinner swipes it away for a winner, 15-all. How many Grand Slams do you think Medvedev and Carlos will end up with at the end of their careers? That's a good question. It's a tough one. Medvedev, I think, might win 1 or 2 more. I could see him winning 2 or 3. Alcaraz, I don't know, maybe close to double digits, but I would say 8 maybe. I can't see him winning like 20 or more. I could see him maybe getting as high as like 14, 15, like Sampras level. I just think the big 3, I'm pretty skeptical about anyone getting near that anytime soon. But I could be wrong. Alcaraz is a phenomenal player, but I just think it's going to be a bit more of a level playing field. And forehand to forehand, Djokovic coming to the net for a drop volley. And what he's done well, to be fair, Djokovic, even though the stats showed that he hasn't been super effective at the net in that first set, what he tends to do, generally speaking, is come to net at the right moments. and his drop volley and his net play around the forecourt has just been so good as of late. I've been really impressed with it. It's been a really, really good asset to his game. Matt Hill, I watch everything, but Wimbledon is a tournament that everyone cares about. I know here in the States, the US Open men's final is the same day as the start of American football. So backhand to backhand at 30-15. Djokovic missed it 30 all, going wide. Djokovic still has 40-30 here, looking to hold. What's happening now? So Sinner really failed to break. Yeah, he did. But, look, he's got 2 more sets to do something at least. RBT says, I worded it quite bad, lol. I meant Sinner is a level below Carlos, not just because of his serve, but that is one of the factors. I agree. Carlos' serve does need improvement. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, that's probably fair to say, given that Alcaraz has won a Grand Slam. I think that's not an outlandish comment. Peter says, I'm not a Nole fan, but respect him and the other GOATs. 3 of them push each other, so their camaraderie fueled them to bring their best. Unlike today's players, they lack the fuel except for a few. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm by nature a Nadal fan, but I absolutely love all of the big 3. And Sinner, by the way, bad miss to open up that game point, and Sinner going to rue these opportunities in, when he's had these deep inroads into Djokovic's serve, because he's just struggled, in all honesty, to push. And Djokovic has held in the end. He's not going to give Sinner lots of opportunities. It was a good serve out wide from Djokovic, unreturnable, to go 1-1. Oh, Rafa, how I miss him, says Ashley. Well, I actually saw reports that he's going to be back next month, which would be, what's up next month? August or September. He could actually play the US Open, which I didn't think he was going to. So let's see. So Nole. Yeah, I mean, Sinner's just been. He's been struggling. He's been struggling. When the going gets tough at the moment, Sinner is not the one coming out on top. That's been the difference. Lexi says, Peterson, they claim to idolize those 3, and yet no one is really taking their pointers quite seriously. I mean, most of the new players, but of course there are a few who can, hopefully. You know what the biggest thing about those 3 that sets them apart? You might think skill set and, ability. I think it's up here. It's mentality. I would love to do personally, I would love to do just like a whole set of podcasts on the mental side, of tennis, and mainly focused around the big 3, because I just think those guys were mental giants. And Sinner serving here at 1-1, by the way, so looking to nudge in front again. The depth isn't there enough, though, and Djokovic killed him with depth down the line with the backhand to open up love 15. Backhand line of Djokovic is so good. RBT says, really, I thought Nadal was going to be out for the whole year. Interesting, he plays the US Open. Yeah, I saw the report somewhere. I don't know how accurate they are, so that's why I say reported. I don't want to say 100%. Matt says, I'm calling the break here. You know what? You could be right, because Djokovic has 3 breakpoint opportunities at love 40. Sinner. He's just not doing enough. Just not doing enough. Problem for Sinner as well is that he's not winning a huge amount of first serve points. He's not being able to get a lot of first serve points early doors. There's a double fault, and a winner from Djokovic in the first point opened up love 30. And Ashley says, Peaches, nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Mental Giant says, Lexi, exactly. Mental Giant. Couldn't say it better myself, but I did say it, so I can. No, I'm just joking. Just joking, everyone. By the way, I'm in Turkey on holiday. That's where I am at the moment. Forehand from Djokovic, which is why my background doesn't look anything like what it normally does. Backhand to backhand here. Oh, Sinner went long with the backhand to open up Love 40 as well. Sinner, what is he doing? Mistake after mistake. Mental is key. This new gen do not have an example. Iga lost it when she was losing. She was taking notes, speaking to a psychologist instead of a coach. Don't even know how to recoup on your own. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? I do understand that everyone's different as well. So I don't want to sound insensitive in that sense. But what Sabalenka said after Australian Open win was quite interesting, saying that she needs to take onus of her mistakes. And Sinner, by the way, saved 2 break points here. But Djokovic still has 1. Now, Matt said that Djokovic is going to break. If it goes to juice, I feel like Sinner might hold. These are big points here, though, because if Djokovic breaks it, oh, he has. Djokovic has broken. Sinner's in trouble. He's setting a break down here. He's in big trouble. He did so well to save the first 2 break points. Some good serving, backing it up nicely with the forehand, especially the forehand line. And got to 30-40 from 40 love down. Instead, he finds himself now a break down, though. The problem is you can't really get yourself in those positions too often. You can't expect to have to save 3 or 4 break points every single game. And to be fair, he's actually been quite good on serve, generally speaking. Apart from that break of serve in the opening set, most of the service games are quite short. A couple of love ones as well. But the issue is Djokovic is being clinical on break points. And yes, he hasn't taken every single one, but he's taken each game he's had a break point, he's taken that game. Whether it's at first time of asking or not, doesn't matter. He's still taken it. He hasn't let that game slip away. He does take the break, a mistake from Sinner, breaking down in a rally again. Shot tolerance from Sinner is not the same as Djokovic's. Djokovic is bossing him at the moment. Alexis says, aside from sheer talent and superhuman skills and X-Men genes, even. No, Jannik, no, says Ashley. I'm sorry, Ashley. What can I do? Go home, so this is Alexi. I still think Medi is the only one who can beat Djokovic in Grand Slams as RVT. Really? Okay. So I'm assuming then you're thinking that if Medvedev beats Alcaraz later, then he's got a better chance, of course, of beating Djokovic than Alcaraz. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think in a hard court slam, yes, I agree. I think Medvedev has a better chance of beating Djokovic at the US Open and Australian Open than Alcaraz. On a clay court and a grass court, I think Alcaraz is the guy. Sinner is not far off. I mean, look, we saw in that first set, he could have easily won that set. There was a couple of points difference. He wasn't as clinical, yada, yada, yada. But the problem is that his level fluctuates a lot. And Djokovic is not the type of player to drop his level to accommodate for that or not be able to stay consistent with his own level. And what happens is he then takes over. Sinner is not going to beat Nole, says Peaches. Lexi, but seriously, I have a clearer view of what these players might be going through. I'm so quick to judge them. Like I know what's happening after a lost match. Yeah, that's true. You can't give Nole these chances because he always take them, unfortunate for Sinner. Because I'm not sure if you saw the Dele Alli tell-all interview, but that was something people should find time to watch, a big eye-opener for people in the limelight. Yeah, I mean, that's a shocker, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, if as long as you guys are able to stomach some disturbing things, then it's definitely worth it. I mean, it's definitely eye-opening, as Lexi said. It's not on tennis as football related, but I think it kind of applies to all elite sport, and probably shows as well that we don't always know what's going on behind the scenes with elite sports people and just people in general. And Djokovic is utilizing the drop shot. He's toying with Sinner at the moment. Great net exchange at 15 love. And Sinner, though, got the better of it in the end, pummeling away the backhand. He's looking to break back here. He's got 15-30. Some inspired tennis from the Italian. He's going to need it if he wants to get back into this set. Sean says, thank God for Alcaraz. Otherwise, Djokovic would be looking at winning every major in the near future. Agreed. It's not Jannik's day. He needs to channel his inner carrot love. Very good. What is the purpose of practicing for a match? Players have to put on your mental cap, how to recover if I'm starting to lose, what's your game plan if it happens. Big Three and Williams did that. Yeah. The problem is on-court coaching as well now. So a lot of players look to their coaches because they feel like they don't need to. They don't feel like they need to think anymore because the coaches will do it for them because they're able to give them advice. And Sinner playing a lot better in this return game. Good depth on the groundies. Great defensive work. By the way, the 15-30, so 30-15 that Sinner got on Djokovic's serve was a hindrance from Djokovic, who stretched for a backhand. He went, oh, and he kind of, it was quite loud. It's not the type of sound that you hear from Djokovic very often. And normally what happens, he hits that backhand line like that when it ends up being a winner. It wasn't a winner. And so the umpire called a hindrance. So I think Sinner gets the point. Let's have a listen again. Yeah. If I'm being honest, I actually this is a little bit controversial, but I actually think the chair umpire is right. I actually think that's a hindrance because when Djokovic hits it, normally he has this delayed grunt, right? But normally what happens is when he hits that backhand line and he grunts like that, and it's kind of a delayed grunt. It's normally because it's a winner. It wasn't a winner, so you could argue that it was a little bit cheeky, not cheeky, but it could disturb the opponent, which obviously it didn't. I don't think it's going to disturb Sinner, but if you're talking about it from a fundamental rule perspective, then you could argue that actually it is a hindrance. But yeah, we'll see, because if he gets broken now, Djokovic, he might be annoyed about that. But the 30-all, by the way, opened up backhand to backhand exchange, great depth from both players. But Sinner made the mistake on the angled backhand, so 30-all. Djokovic is still looking to hold strong. I think a lot of people underestimate Medi on grass as RVT. I don't underestimate, well, maybe I do. I think Medvedev is, by the way, if you guys are interested in my preview for Medvedev Alcaraz, go and check it out. I thought it was a good preview. And RVT will probably hate it because I don't give Medvedev a massive chance in that match. But in all honesty, Medvedev is a good grass court player. He really is. But I don't really see him as being the type of threat that he is on grass as he is on hard court, if that makes sense. That's how I see it anyway. So 40-30 Novak Djokovic. Yeah. Sean, I am not buying that Alcaraz is in the same league as Djokovic. I think Djokovic is in a league by himself right now. I think he is playing better than he ever has. Oh my God. I mean, I cannot disagree with you whatsoever. By the way, it's Juice here. Jannik Sinner, Djokovic. Let's go. Right, well, you know what? We haven't been doing proper play-by-play. We're going to get into that because I found the Turkish stream of legend. Great serve down the tee from Djokovic, is it? Nope. It's gone long. Second serve coming up. Here we go. Guys, strap yourselves in. Juice. Serve from Djokovic is the second serve. Backhand down the middle from Sinner. Forehand cross from Djokovic. Then goes backhand down the middle. Backhand cross from Sinner. Backhand to backhand here. Forehand down the middle from Sinner. Forehand into out from Djokovic is missed. So, where's Hassan? He was saying about Sinner going hard down the middle. That's exactly what he's done in that rally when he felt like maybe he was going to give Djokovic too much of an angle and he couldn't hit with enough depth. It worked. Djokovic tries to manufacture the angle himself. He misses. Goes into out. And he's missed it. Pieces of Medi and Carlo have a better chance. Sinner does not have the physicality Medi and Carlos do. Obviously, I totally agree, and I think Medi does have the best shots as Matt. Okay, wow. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm liking this. I'm liking the different views. Good serve out wide from Djokovic. Great backhand return though from Sinner. He's got a break point here, of course. Sinner to break back. Massive backhand from the Italian. Then goes forehand down the middle. Forehand cross from Djokovic. Forehand from Sinner. Has Djokovic on the run. Then goes down the line, the Italian. Has Djokovic again on the back foot. Djokovic, great defensive work. Oh, Sinner has the in-to-win forehand. He goes into win. Tries to make it. He's missed it. Oh, he's missed it. He's found the net, Jannik Sinner. Juice. That was it. That was the chance to break back. Sinner had a big opportunity to break back there. Massive opportunity. Lexi says, where are the carrot boys? Sinner needs them now. They should be there, right? Come on, Sinner, fight back, says Lexi. Yep, I feel like Medi plays with no nerves, unlike Carlos and Rune and all them youngsters. Do you mean against Djokovic? I don't think Rune plays with any nerves, in all honesty. I don't think he does. Also, so what's your guys' views then? Do you think Alcaraz is not a good matchup for Medi, but Medi isn't a good matchup for Alcaraz? And it's more, you know what, styles. It's almost like in boxing, right? They say styles make fights. And it's almost the same thing in tennis, I feel. Styles do definitely make a difference when it comes to tennis. So, for example, Alcaraz might not be a good style for Medvedev, but Medvedev is a harder style for Djokovic than Alcaraz, even though Alcaraz most likely will beat Medvedev, if that makes sense. Is that what you guys are going at? Or are you thinking, actually, you know what? Medvedev is the second best player on grass. Is that what you're alluding to? Let me know. I'm assuming it's the first one, but let's see. Anyway, a time violation for Djokovic as he's serving here at Juice. Great serve down the tee from Djokovic. Goes forehand down the line. Comes forward. Sinner on the stretch. Great defensive work, but an easy smash for Nole. Puts it away. Advantage Novak Djokovic. She says the umpire ticking Nole off only benefits Nole. He only gets better when he's angry. That's so true. Guys, some great points here. She says the umpire, yeah, exactly. Lexi says Medi is so smart, but I kind of felt that he beat Novak at the US Open. Novak came from a devastating Olympics loss, and even coach Marion acknowledged it, played a big part in him losing. Yeah, especially the pressure as well, of course, of the Canada Slam would have been huge, no doubt. I liked your video, no hard feelings, though. We are all entitled to our opinions. Oh, thank you, obviously. No, of course. Yeah, 100%. We're all entitled to our opinions. Yeah, 110%. Backhand on the line from Sinner. Actually, I don't like 110%. I say 100%. Sinner. He had opportunities to break. He didn't take it. Goes backhand into the net. He's broken down again in another exchange from the back of the court. Look, the Italians had chances. He's had chances, but he has not been clinical. Djokovic has fought extremely hard in those big points, so I have to say. But there are definitely some points where Sinner gave away the points. I mean, the break of serve in this set, I think, was almost handed to Djokovic because of some poor shot making from Sinner. Serve down the tee from Sinner. Good return from Djokovic down the middle. Forehand to forehand. Backhand into out from Djokovic. Then forehand from Sinner goes long, wild forehand. Tom in the chat. Hey, I agree. Novak is still better than Alcaraz, but the gap is closing in my opinion. Okay. And Lakshmi. Oh, hello, Lakshmi. How are you doing? What was that hindrance call? If that was hindrance, what is Rublev's? Where? Not saying anything against Rublev, just the call was awful. I think actually it's not necessarily the sound or how loud it was. I think it was because it was delayed. So when you watch it, and I'll talk about this in a second, forehand into out from Sinner, backhand to backhand here, forehand into out again from Sinner, backhand down the line from Djokovic. He's missed it. He was close, to be fair. 15-0. I think what, and I was mentioning this earlier, but I'll very, very briefly repeat it. So Djokovic tends to, when he's on the stretch and he hits a backhand line, a lot of the times it ends up being a winner. And he does this kind of delayed grunt as if like he hits it and be like kind of, and it's almost like, oh, okay, yeah, I've hit a winner. It's like a really cool grunt normally. But he hit it and Sin actually got there on the stretch on the forehand slice. And so the umpire was like hindrance. And I can kind of see why he might think that's a hindrance because of the delay of the grunt. Great play from Sinner, goes into out the forehand, gets 2 overheads. The first one Djokovic gets, great defensive work. Second one, though, Sinner does put away 30-15. Ashley says, let's go, Jannik. Yeah, well, he's definitely hanging in there. Why do you think the crowd in majority of Novak's matches always root for his opponents? They must not know that it only feels Novak. I actually think it's mainly because they think that, well, they know that he's the favorite. And even if he goes 2 sets love down, they're probably going to get 5 sets and he's probably going to win. But they want to see a lot of tennis, I would assume. But it is a bit weird because, in all honesty, Federer and Nadal got a lot more fanfare about it. And I do feel bad for Djokovic at times because you almost feel like, why doesn't he get the same acknowledgement from the crowd? Because he should. As he tries to go backhand on the line very ambitiously, to be fair, Djokovic. He's missed it. He's found the net. So it's 40-15 Jannik Sinner. Lex says, I'm not watching this match live, but I'm sure the crowd is for Sinner. Medvedev is the only player that can steal the Wimby title from Novak, in my opinion. Okay. Great forehand down the line from Sinner as he approaches the net, gets the short ball from Nole. He does hold 3-2, so he's in touching distance, but Djokovic still a break up, and of course a setup as well. Ashley says, no, Jannik, you're breaking my heart. Whatever, says Lexi. Matt says, Sean, I don't really see it. Not the slams anyway. Alcaraz won his slam without Djokovic in the draw. I agree that it's probably a 5-set match at Roland Garros if he doesn't freeze up. Let's see. I mean, I guess we're going to see it if he beats Medvedev later on and Djokovic wins today, which they are the 2 favorites, I think, in my opinion. Then we'd see it on Sunday. Now, I don't want to get too hyped for it because I think, as a lot of you are saying, that Djokovic is a big favorite. I think he is a big favorite. But yeah. Obviously says yes. Yeah, I mean, against Djokovic. Ashley says, this umpire is really getting on Nole's nerves. Yeah. Who's Runa? Gerb. Oh, Lexi. I'm not sure Alcaraz is a bad matchup for Medi. We saw one match that Alcaraz won, and I think Medi's serve and return can hurt Alcaraz a lot. The issue with Medi's return, Lakshmi, I implore you to watch my preview for that match that I did on the channel, on this channel, because the issue that he's going to have, unless he takes a risk like he did against Eubanks and he adjusts his return position a little bit and comes up, he's going to get eaten alive on in those return points because Alcaraz is going to serve out wide and his hands at the net and his transition to net Alcaraz and his +1 play is so good, generally speaking, that it's going to hurt him and he'll push Medi back, hit drop shots, go into out the forehand, go into the open space, come forward, and he'll serve and volley as well at times. And we saw someone like Kyrgios do it, and Kyrgios is definitely, I mean, he's a master at doing it. But yeah, I mean, I think he'd struggle if he returns that deep. Good backhand return down the middle from Sinner, forehand to forehand here. Down the line goes Djokovic, great forehand quality there. Then goes backhand down the line again, forehand to forehand again. Good angle from Djokovic, has Sinner on the run. Slice from Sinner as Djokovic goes behind Sinner. Backhand from Sinner down the line. Oh, it's a really good backhand. Well struck from the Italian. And Djokovic on the stretch on the forehand volley can only find the net. It's a tough volley for Djokovic, I have to say. If he made it, it would have been a great volley. The approach maybe not quite good enough from Djokovic, quality-wise. Sinner made him pay. Medi serve definitely on grass. Yeah, I agree. I think he can definitely hurt Alcaraz though. I think so. Yeah, that's definitely something that Alcaraz will need to contend with. So that wide from Djokovic is a good one. Backhand into the net from Sinner. 15-0. That's been a big factor as well in this match. When Djokovic has been in a little bit of trouble or, a little bit of adversity that he's faced, he just comes back, especially on his service games anyway. He's tended to come up with an ace or unreturnable. Serve into the body. Great return from Sinner. Wow. Scampering here, though. And he's gone slice, return, then on the slice again on the backhand, just scampering to try and get it back into court. Goes long, though, 30-15 Djokovic. Ashley says, Jannik has had so many chances, but he just can't hold his nerve today. So heartbreaking to watch this match if you're a Sinner fan. Yeah, I guess. I mean, you Sinner fans tell me. I think he's definitely had chances. We were talking about that a second ago, but I guess it's not over yet. But this set is crucial. 2 sets left. I think he'll lose in straights if he loses this set. Oh, Sinner's on the charge here, though. Forehand cross from Djokovic as he approaches the net. It's not good enough. It's great defensive work from Sinner here, by the way. There's a short, just defensive slice from Sinner to try and stay in the rally. Then Djokovic goes forehand cross. Not enough. Sinner reads it. Passes him down the line, 30-all. Sinner's trying to dig deep here. He knows he needs to break. Oh, has he made that? Oh, he's missed it. Serve out wide from Djokovic. Sinner goes for the ambitious forehand cross return winner. He goes for that slap return winner, which we've seen him execute quite a bit throughout his career. He's missed it, though. He's gone wide. So 40-30, missed opportunity. See, he goes deep down the middle there. He doesn't hit a winner, but the percentage, yeah, it's just the percentage shot to hit. And he gives himself an opportunity. Instead, he went for all or nothing there. And yeah, I guess if it comes off, you say kudos, but it's high risk. Second serve into the forehand of Sinner. Forehand to forehand. Here. Down the line goes the Italian. Comes forward. Puts away the volley. I tell you what, Sinner's playing some good stuff here. He's brought it to juice now. Djokovic. He's having to dig deep himself in this service game. Lexi says, Sinner, pretend you're playing someone who didn't win 23 slams. Exactly. Sure, I think people would like Novak more if he didn't get so worked up, like the world's against him, but I think that's just who he is. But I think the world's been against him from the start. That's the problem, right? So I think he's I feel like if crowds were very, they warmed to him initially, then when he came onto tour and started challenging Djokovic and Federer and Nadal, then, he would be a different player, I think, in terms of his attitude to the crowd. Good second serve from Djokovic. Sinner drags the backhand return wide. See, this is the difference there. Why doesn't he try and go deep down the middle of the backhand return? I don't get it. He's trying to get Djokovic on the run. I get that, but he's not hitting the ball deep enough and not executing that return well enough consistently to warrant hitting that all the time. So out wide to the backhand. Return is cross court. Not a lot of depth there. That's a good backhand though. Down the line from Sinner. Of great depth. Oh, what's he done there? It's a great backhand from Sinner down the line. Djokovic gets there. Great defensive work. Goes down the middle. And Sinner overruns it. Hits an awkward, loopy forehand long. I mean, that's another missed opportunity to try and open up break points yet again. This is a real match, or real set even, of cat and mouse here. And Sinner's coming out second best. Alexi says, Rafa's beaten Medi in Australian Open in his not-so-finest form. Novak at his top level now. And with a mission, I'm giving Medi a 40% chance of winning against Novak, assuming he beats Alki later. The thing is, I think it's about styles, though, Lexi, right? So Medi is a backboard. And Novak always gets into really physical battles with him, which is why people are saying that it might be a tough proposition. Not necessarily that he's going to win, but as a style, he might be quite frustrating with Djokovic. He doesn't really give you any pace to work with as well in the rallies. Sinner makes the mistake again. So love 15 here. He's struggling. Lex is okay, back to working. We're still listening to you. Come on, Sinner, win a set at least. Yeah. Matt says, Sean, it seems like the other than Australia, where there is a big Serbian population in Serbia and some of the Baltic countries, Djokovic is almost a villain everywhere else, does things his way. In Italy, in Rome, they love him. In Rome, they love him as well. He speaks Italian. Slice, double slice from Djokovic, cross court on the backhand. They trade down the middle of the court. Forehand cross from Sinner's missed. So love 30 Sinner. Oh, this has been I mean, if you're a Sinner fan, it will be very frustrating to watch this, and I really don't blame you, because I would be extremely frustrated. Okay, love 30. Served on a tee from Sinner's missed. Second serve coming up here. Djokovic looking, of course, to break. Forehand down the middle is massive from Djokovic. Then goes forehand into in. Sinner needs to take a leaf out of the Djokovic return playbook. Massive forehands cross court. Has he done that? He's missed it. Oh, I'll tell you what, he's let Sinner off the hook there even. 15-30. Sinner's got fortunate because Djokovic was starting to rip the forehand. Actually says, watching this pains my soul as a Sinner fan. I'm sorry. What can I say? What can I say except for I'm sorry? Maybe you need to go and listen to Justin Bieber, sorry. And right, so second serve here for Djokovic. Goes into the backhand cross, backhand to backhand here. He's missed, has he, Sinner? He has. Oh, Sinner, chicken dinner. What's he doing? 15-40. He's in trouble. He's in big trouble here now, Sinner. I mean, this is going to be very difficult for him. With most players, I feel like when they lose serve against Djokovic, they kind of don't have any hope or confidence for that set. But with Medvedev and Alcaraz, I think they are different gravy. Hassan says, how dreadful has Sinner's cross-court forehand been? Wow, he had too many mistakes, I think, is the issue, isn't it? I think dreadful is a bit harsh, maybe, but it's definitely been underwhelming considering what it's normally like, right? I agree. Backhand to backhand is slice from Djokovic, cross-court, great depth. Backhand from Sinner is a drive backhand as Nole tries to pummel the Sinner backhand corner, but he's missed it. He's gone long. So 30-40, so one breakpoint save for Jannik Sinner. Sinner needs to find a first serve here. That's for sure. Good old VPN working out for me here in Turkey. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to watch this. Anyway, serve out wide from Sinner again. Djokovic on the stretch. Forehand into in from Sinner. Forehand cross from Djokovic. Forehand on the line from Sinner is a winner. Oh, hello. So, another breakpoint save. That time is clutch. Clutch from Sinner. Really good. Sean says, can we add Sinner to the long list of players who need Novak to retire? Yeah, I mean, unless he wins today, I would say probably. Or he needs to avoid Djokovic on the way to a Grand Slam final. And just avoid him throughout a whole slam, and then, he's got a chance of winning it. Because I think he can beat anyone else on tour in a slam. But, I mean, he's already proven that, I guess. I mean, he's beaten Alcaraz. I don't think he's faced a Medvedev yet, has he? Or Runa in a slam. Great serve out wide from Sinner. Ace. He does hold. I'll tell you what, that's big. That's big to hold serve. So, 4-3 Djokovic. He's still a break up, but Sinner's in touching distance. Ashes, I haven't heard that enough today. It's a winner from Sinner. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. 100%. Anthony in the chat. What's up? What's up? Anthony, how you doing? Anthony will be covering. He'll be covering Alcaraz versus Medvedev later on today. That's his good comeback by Sinner from Love 40. I'm marking that down if momentum changes. Yeah, 100%. Anthony says, congrats on 6K. Fazan. Oh, we hit 6K. Very nice. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, man. Cam is killing it, by the way. I'm loving it in his stream. He's got 7,000 people watching it. Wowzers. Yeah, we have. Yeah, 6K. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to all your subscribers. Do you hit that like button, please, if you haven't done so already as well, and do subscribe if you're new. Thank you to everyone. Really do appreciate it. And Ash says, hello, Anthony. Yeah. Ashley, yes, congrats on 6K Fazan and team. Exactly. Congrats to all of us. Not just to me. Congrats to me, Anthony. Who else? A lot of us. Ash, Pat, David. Cam goes crazy, yeah. Fazan Anthony, did I also see Lexi? He did, yeah. You did indeed. Oh, forehand cross from Sinner comes to the net. Oh, it's a tough volley. Djokovic is going to get there. Oh, but he can only get on the stretch. Sinner puts it away. Really good from Jannik Sinner. Love 15. He's trying to make his move now. He knows this is a big, big opportunity. Right, so served on a tease and ace it. Oh, he's just missed it, Djokovic. 190 miles per hour wide. It's close. That was very, very close. Second serve coming up. There you go. Djokovic delivers to the backhand of Sinner. Goes cross court. Backhand from Djokovic. Great depth. Forehand into win. Slice from Sinner on the defensive here. Forehand down the line. Comes forward. Oh, backhand down the line from Sinner trying to pass the approaching Djokovic. He's found the net instead. 15-0 is an opportunity. You know what? Sinner needs to do something about that return, though, because the backhand cross was well struck, but because it wasn't quite deep enough, Djokovic managed to dig it out on the backhand side, and he's so good defending on that backhand side, and he found a ridiculous +1 backhand. The depth was just incredible, and he flipped it straight away from Sinner being on the offensive to him being on the offensive as he hits a beautiful serve down the tee, 125 miles per hour, unreturnable from the juice side, 30-15. Hudson says, I'm watching in patches. Most of the rallies I've seen, his forehand let him down. Maybe that was a coincidence. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's been horrific, but yeah, hasn't been the best. Right, serve out wide from Djokovic. Toss looked a bit weird there. I'm not surprised it's gone into the net. It looked like he kind of threw it out a bit wider than he normally does. And I know he's been working on his groupings on his tosses. Second serve out wide, forehand into win. Forehand to forehand here. Slice from Jannik Sinner. And oh, what a oh, I thought he'd made it. He's missed it, Sinner. Goes cross court with the forehand, 40-15. Holy moly. Nice to say, Anthony. Look forward to your call. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Second serve into the backhand of Sinner, goes down the middle. That's what I'm talking about from Sinner. That's much better. He goes backhand down the middle with depth. Goes backhand down the middle with depth for the second serve return. And guess what? It's deep enough that it makes Djokovic a little bit uncomfortable on the forehand +1, and he goes into the net. Makes a mistake. 40-30. Hassan says, I'm watching in patches, and most of the rallies I've seen, his forehand let him down. Maybe that was a coincidence. Maybe. Maybe. Right. 40-30 here. Same point. Serve penalty's massive from Djokovic. Oh, he does hold. It's a big hold from Djokovic. Tell you that. Big boy hold. 5-3. Novak Djokovic. Matt says, hey, Fazan, look forward. Oh, sorry, hey, Anthony. Yeah, we've gone through that. Yes, exactly. Make sure you tune in to Alcaraz versus Medvedev later today. Ash says, oh, I thought he had that pass same. Max says, hey, Fazan, everyone. Hey, Max. Anthony says, thanks, Matt. Hoping for a good one in that one. Yeah, it should be. I think that's going to be at least 4 sets. Although you kind of, it depends, right? Because if Djokovic wins this one in straight sets, you almost want the other semi-final to be a straight set victory so that they go into the final fresh, because they need to be at their very best to really compete against a Djokovic in a Wimbledon final. Backhand to backhand here, great depth from Sinner on the backhand cross, and Djokovic finds the net. 15-love. Max says Novak is going to win this match and reach the final. Great. Analyze learning GIF with the purse. Anthony says Yannick's forehand has let him down a little bit. Backhand looks great. And I agree with his on his go middle and cut off the angles that Novak can get. 100%. 100%. Very good from Sydney again. 30-love. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So net approach points one. Look at this. 18 out of 21 for Sinner. He's doing well at the net. He needs to rush it more. I'm liking it. But yeah, Anti's got, I'm glad me and Anti on the same page about that. Going hard down the middle, but with depth, with quality. That's the difference. And then find the right opportunity to then open up your angles. It's just basic tennis 101. Any club player knows. Great body serve. Great return from Djokovic. I don't know how he returned that. Lob though from Djokovic. Oh, that's so good from Novak Djokovic. Drop volley from Sinner. Wasn't good enough. Djokovic got there. Beautiful lob. Oh, man. What a good lob from Novak Djokovic. Wowzers. So, so good. Right, here we go. So, 30-15. So out wide, backhand down the middle from Djokovic, forehand down the middle from Sinner. Forehand is long from Djokovic. 40-15. Sinner, you know what? It's one of those things. Sinner is not playing terribly. He's had a lot of chances to break. In that first set, you could argue that he should win that set. And had more chances. Second set, so far, I think Djokovic has definitely played better. But Sinner still stuck with him. What a pass from Djokovic! It's vintage Nole. Oh, wowza. Sinner goes cross court with a backhand approach, comes forward. I'll tell you what, if you're going to approach the Djokovic backhand, it better be damn good. And Djokovic passes him on the stretch on the backhand side line. Oh my gosh, so good. Please let me hit a backhand like that. Please, God. Anyway, 40-30. Served on a tee is so good from Sinner. Gets a short ball, comes forward, goes backhand, cross backhand from Djokovic. Great get, but the volley goes into the forehand corner from Sinner. Very, very good. Very good from Djokovic. Sorry, from Sinner even to keep in touch at least. So he'll force Djokovic to serve for the set. At least he's going to force him to do that. The break, though, in this set that Jannik Sinner conceded was it was just a handout. It really was. It was a handout to Djokovic. It's a terrible mistake. And the difference between the two players in this match so far, Djokovic has played the big points a lot better than Sinner. Overall, generally speaking, if you were to watch a highlights of this match, you wouldn't think that Djokovic was a set and a breakup. You'd think, oh, we one set all. Anyway, like I says, Fazan, congrats, 6K subs, baby. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone as well that has tuned in. Do hit that like button. Do subscribe. If you want to support us even further with small contributions, you can do so. Probably buy the memberships because you can join and become a member. You get some cool perks as well. So that's probably the best way to do it. We've got a PayPal as well, but I mean that's just a like that's just purely a contribution. So we do get some PayPal contributions, which is really generous, but don't really expect it. But liking and subscribing, of course, free. So that's really really helpful. Um, we get some super chats as well. I know Anthony gets some super chats, man. He's like super chat king, I think. David's pretty good as well, actually, on the comms. So you guys get some good super chats, which is good because all the super chats for those guys when they commentate goes to them. Cook says Djokovic, Kosovo, and Serbia. Nice. I do not think Sinner's going to break here. As Djokovic goes out wide, ace 15 love. Oh, Djokovic is going to serve big, isn't he? Served on a tee. Or block forehand from Sinner goes wide. 30 love. 30 love. Big serving here from Nole. Massive serving from Djokovic. Two first serves. That's that's the difference, right? That is the difference. He raises his level when he needs it. So that wide is good. Gets the short ball, puts it away behind Sinner. 40 love, 3 set points here to go 2 sets of love up. I tell you what, he's been good. He's been good. Has he been great today? No. Hasn't needed to be. Sinner hasn't taken his chances. Will he up his level against someone who's playing better and be more clinical? You'd imagine so. Doesn't matter. The scoreline at the moment is all Djokovic right now. If you're a Sinner fan, close your eyes. But I guess the one saving grace for Sinner is that the third set, if it goes like the first 2 sets, will be competitive. The question though for Sinner is going to be, can he play a full set of really good tennis and take his chances? The Sinner goes long with the forehand, has he? No, he hasn't. He's kept the baseline. And Djokovic goes long with the forehand. So a little bit of fortune there for Sinner. He'll take it. 1 set point saved by Sinner. Djokovic still has 2, though. At 40-15 here, at 5-4 on his serve in the second set. Djokovic. Serve out wide is an ace. He does it in style. 6-4. He takes the second set. Sinner. Oh, he looks to his box as if like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? Well, you know what? You can start by not giving away your serve like in that second set. And then he's going to have to play out of his skin in this third set onwards now to give himself any chance. Look, it's been competitive, but it hasn't been good enough by Sinner, and that's why he finds himself 2 sets of love down. Djokovic has just managed those bigger points better, and that's exactly why he finds himself 2 sets of love up. And you can see winners to unforced errors. What's that? 8 winners to 9 unforced errors. For Djokovic, 16 winners to 15 unforced errors. So not much in that set, to be fair. First serves in, 46% for Djokovic, 88% the first serve points won, which is good. 55% of first serves in for Sinner. He needs to get that number up. Because at the moment, it's kind of irrelevant to really look at the stats for Djokovic because if you're Sinner, you're just thinking, okay, and you're a neutral, you're thinking, well, what does Sinner need to do to improve to win the next set? And he needs to get those numbers up. First serves made in. First serve points one was at 77%. That's okay, but if he makes a higher percentage of first serves in, he's going to make his life a bit easier. He needs to tighten up on the unforced error to win a ratio, though, as well, because in all honesty, he's got to be hitting more winnings to unforced errors as a minimum, and then arguably on grass should be hitting, I would say, at this level, close to twice as many winnings to unforced errors. Okay, so Jannik Sinner's going to serve first again by the looks of it. Yep, he will, because Nole just served out that set. So again, he's going to serve first. So again, he has an opportunity, Sinner, to nudge in front each and every service game and give himself a chance to put Nole under pressure. Serving second. Can he make it count? That's the question. Serve out wide. Forehand from Djokovic down the middle. Backhand down the middle from Sinner. Slice from Djokovic. Backhand to backhand here. Slice again from Djokovic. Backhand on the line from Sinner. Forehand on the line from Djokovic. Finds the net. 15 love, Sinner. Serve out wide from Sinner. Backhand cross from Djokovic is wide. Second serve coming up. Second serve into the backhand of Nole. Goes down the middle. Forehand in the middle from Sinner. Forehand cross from Djokovic. Forehand is long from Sinner. 15 all. Max's congrats for 6K subs, Anthony and everyone. Thank you, Max. Yeah, Anthony's been a star at Wimbledon, hasn't he? This Grand Slam, as I've been away, he's been able to... I've been watching the tennis, but I haven't been able to stream much of it, as you would have noticed. Normally at Grand Slams, I'm hardcore going and streaming like 2-3 matches a day sometimes. And then the second week is just like streaming as much as possible. And then I've always had a little bit of help here and there, but Anthony's been able to help out a lot. Good serve on the tee from Sinner. Djokovic on the stretch, can't make it. 30-15. Djokovic smacks his shoe. Try and get that grass out of it. So we will be doing the women's final tomorrow as well. That will be Anthony, and the men's final on Sunday will be me. Backhand cross from Djokovic. Backhand down the middle from Sinner. And Djokovic goes long again with the forehand. He keeps on hitting the back of his shoe. He thinks he's slipping, I think. Really smacking the back of his shoe. 40-15. Yeah, we're also going to be doing the Medvedev-Alcaraz match later on after this match, which will be on centre court, which Anthony will be doing. Drop volley. Oh, it's a good serve on the tee from Sinner. Comes to serve volley. It's an awkward one. Ends up being a half volley drop shot attempt from Sinner. Misses it. 40-30. Sinner's still got a game point. It's imperative that he holds here. It really is. Serve out wide on the stretch. Djokovic forehand into win is put away from Sinner. 1 love. He does hold serve. Really importantly as well, of course. And the Italian, look, I mean, it's so important for him to hold serve right now. Every single service game is crucial. He just needs to try and then find opportunities on Djokovic's serve to break. I'm sure he'll get some opportunities. He's made a lot of inroads into the Djokovic serve. The issue's just been taking those opportunities or then making and creating opportunities to then take them. Djokovic has just been able to take it that one step further. And then also, to be fair, Sinner's been gifting him as well opportunities. Djokovic hasn't been as accommodating, let's say, to Sinner. So that wide is a good one. Really good one from Djokovic. 15 love. Sinner can't make the return back into play. There we go. 15 love Djokovic. Serve down the tees, an ace. 30 love. Beautiful serve. You can see the shape on that serve as well from Djokovic. 119, even miles per hour down the tee. That's an 8th ace of the day for Djokovic. 4 for Sinner. This is a good question. I love when people come up with these types of questions. They're very interesting to like to think about. I know the answer to it, but I'll come to that in a second. Floated backhand slices from Djokovic. Massive forehand crosses. He missed it, though. He has. 30-15. Saki one says, do you think it's a deliberate tactic by Djokovic to win one break per set and then hold his serve after that? No. No is my honest answer. I think he would break serve whenever he has the opportunities, and if he could win matches 6 love, he would. Holding serve is always let's be honest. Holding serve is always the goal of any tennis player, because you always expect yourself to hold serve, and it's an expectation in tennis as well. That the serve is in your control. It's a second serve ace from Djokovic. Wow. Second serve down the tee. He's gone big on that second serve. 108 miles per hour. Kick serve down the tee is an ace. I've noticed, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that his second serves this tournament, Djokovic, have been bigger. And it's almost as if he's acknowledged that his second serve hasn't quite been big enough at times. And it's been attacked. So he said, you know what? I've got to improve it. Another ace. This time a first serve out wide. 110 mile per hour slice serve from the juice side. He hits the ball over the net almost to say, yeah, I'm done. I've served. I've done my job. Your turn. 1-1. But yeah, in terms of breaks of serve, I mean, maybe what your question is trying to allude to anyway is that, does Djokovic conserve energy after getting a break of serve and not really bust a gut to try and continually break after that because he's confident in his serve? I do think that he will conserve his energy a little bit. So if he, for example, if he goes love 30 down, if he goes 30 love down anyway in a return game, or 40 love down, he's not going to run for a ball he might get to, for example, or really expend a lot of energy in rallies. That's my thinking behind it anyway. And that's what I've seen a lot of players do. Sinner makes the mistake into the net. Love 15. I watched the mixed doubles final last night. The Venning guy has a roundabout connection to our local university. His men's doubles partner played for East Tennessee State. Tough loss, but a good match. Nice. That's really cool. Slice from Sinner. Slice down the line from Djokovic. Slides does Djokovic. And as does Sinner on the forehand slice, who finds the net. Love 30. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. But yeah, the one break of serve thing, though, look, the reason why these guys end up destroying people, those 6-1, 6-2, 6 love, 6-3, is because their opponent tends to make those errors. And what they do is once they get the break of serve, they tend to play very solid. Federer was different. Federer would just play super aggressive. Great serve down the tee. Is it? No, he's missed it. Second serve. It's been the difference as well. Sinner hasn't hit enough first serves into spots. Forehand to forehand here again. Down the middle goes Djokovic. Great depth. Backhand cross from Sinner. Slice from Djokovic. Backhand cross from Sinner. Slice again from Djokovic. Backhand on the line from Sinner into the net. We've seen that quite often. They engage in a backhand to backhand, and Sinner is the one who then tries to take the initiative first and go line. And he's missed it again. Finds the net. I don't even want to know how Carlos will do in the final, rapping like Mary J. Blige. Very good. Sam in the chat. Sam, how you doing? Long time no see. Or no speak even as well. Octa Elliptical says, Novak Djokovic was 24 years old when he won his first Wimbledon. Will Carlos take it this time and make it his first at 20? We'll see. I mean, he has to beat Medvedev first later on today, which we will be covering. So Anthony will be doing that. So make sure you tune in for that. Love 40 here, though. Sinner has to save 3 break points. He's got second serve. Djokovic to look at. Surely he's going to break. Good kick serve, though. Backhand to backhand here. Djokovic goes up the line. Forehand cross from Sinner. Forehand from Djokovic. Forehand on the line from Sinner. Backhand cross from Djokovic. Backhand cross from Sinner. Backhand from Djokovic again. Sinner sticks with him as they go backhand to backhand. Slice from Sinner. Backhand on the line from Djokovic. Forehand on the line from Sinner. Great rally. Backhand cross from Djokovic. Great depth. Backhand from Sinner's got great depth to it as well. And it forces the error from Nole. 15-40. 1 break point saved. Djokovic still has 2, though, to look at. Exactly. This is Osaki 1. Sam says Nole is in another league right now. All those battles with Rafa, Roger, Andy, Stan toughened him to the player he is today. Yeah, and the issue as well is that for those players, he's really outlived them or outlasted them. I have to say outlived because it sounds morbid, but he's outlasted them, right, really. We're going to see Nadal back, but he's only going to play 1 more year. Great serve out wide from Sinner. It's an ace, 114 miles per hour. Finds the corner, 30-40. 2 break point save. Can he save a third? The current gen players are no match for him. And we'll see, I guess. We'll see, because I guess, at the moment it's looking unlikely. If Sinner gets broken now, I mean, he's doing well at the moment to save those 2 break points. But if he gets broken, goes 2-1 down, Novak wins this in straight sets. He goes into the final fresh. And can Alcaraz and Medvedev do anything? Great serve out wide, though, from Sinner, who saved 3 break points. I have to say he's fighting. That's the one thing you can't say about Sinner, is that he just peters out and doesn't fight till the end. He does try to fight until the end. And he gets an unreturnable there. And backhand from Djokovic goes long. Come on, Jannik, says Ashley. Sam says, yeah, true. I want to see Rafa winning at least 1 more French Open. Hey, Sam, it's been a long time. I hope you're doing well. Indeed. So that wide forehand from Djokovic. Great forehand on the line from Sinner. Great power and placement deep into the corner. He's got game point. He needs this big time as well. He needs to hold here. It's very crucial that he does. Max says, Sam, I don't even want to know how Carlos will do in the final. Great serve out wide from Sinner. Add up. And he aces it. He does hold. That's really impressive from Love 40 down to hold. He'll take a little bit of confidence from that. Or Medi, says Max. Yeah. Hey, Max, I'm doing well. Haven't been online lately. Yeah, exactly. Could 1 break of serve for Jannik spur him on to play a lot freer? Maybe. I'm going to be back in 1 second. I'm just going to grab my laptop charger from across the room. I don't know if you saw that, but that was a mission. Anyway. Yes, about damn time, says Ashley. Indeed. Come on, Jannik, says Saki 1. Yeah, true, Max, says Sam. Hope he beats Medi today and sets up a final against Nole. Yes, says SRQ1. Medi reaches the final. I think it's going to be an easy win for Nole. Only Carlos can stop him, even though I doubt that. It's funny, a lot of people in the chat actually think the opposite. They think that style-wise for Djokovic specifically, that Medvedev would actually be a harder match for him than Alcaraz. Serve out wide from Djokovic. Forehand, though, is good from Sinner. Gets an easy smash, puts it away. Does he? He does. Well, he puts it away into the backhand of Sinner, who finds the net. So 15-love. Guys, as well, remember to that like button. Do subscribe if you're new, if you don't mind. 15-love here. Serve out wide, backhand on the stretch from Sinner. Great return. Great return. And Djokovic can only hit the backhand line long. So 15-all. Thing is, if you're going to hit the backhand cross, you're not going to go deep down the middle with the return. And you've got to hit either a really good angle with pace and really drag him out. And that's what he did. But it's just, you can't do that every single return. Serve into the middle of the box, but into the body of Sinner, who goes down the middle this time. Forehand to forehand. Yeah, just trading with Djokovic down the middle. Good depth, though, from Sinner. Oh, but then he shanks the forehand. Djokovic soaked that up nicely, I have to say. Because Sinner took on board the advice that we've been giving him, which is, why don't you go hard down the middle with depth and then see if you can open up angles? Djokovic said, okay, I know what you're trying to do here. And he opened up and manufactured a little bit of angle of his own. And Sinner shanked the forehand. Didn't hold up nicely there. So 30-15. Does Medi on grass even challenge Nole, though? Hard courts, yes, but grass, no, in my opinion. But I can see why people pick Medi because he's had the most success against Nole thus far. Yeah, I agree with you, Ashley. My thoughts align exactly to what your thinking is. But yeah, as you said, I think maybe it's to do with prior matches on hard court. I guess we've never seen them play on grass. And we've never seen Djokovic play Alcaraz on grass either. So that could be why. But it's an interesting one. I like to see both those matchups, but obviously we only get to see one this tournament anyway. Slice from Sinner's short, massive forehand into out from Djokovic, 40-30. Novak. It's just too good. Sam says, yes, that's true, though. Medi seems to give Nole a hard time. Didn't he beat Nole at a Masters 1000 last year? Maybe. So I don't think he's actually beaten Novak since the US Open Final 2021. But the matches they've played have been very long, and they've had 3-set matches in the best of 3 format, and they've been final set tiebreakers. Oh, massive from Sinner. Second serve into the body of Sinner. Opens up on the backhand side, goes backhand line for a return winner. And he does open up juice on Djokovic's serve, so he's looking to open up break points here. Serve out wide, forehand on the stretch from Sinner, goes into the net. Ah, it's a good serve from Djokovic. Clutch serving from the Serb. 23 Grand Slam winning champion. Serve out wide into the net from Djokovic. Second serve. Backhand from Sinner. Good angle. Backhand on the line from Djokovic is massive, though. Steps in. Goes forehand into out. Comes to the net again. Easy volley. Oh, he's just manipulated Sinner all over the court there. It's just too good. It's just too good. Too good. Ashley says, why is Nole so good? Like, can't he be generous and give Jannik a break? Where's the hospitality, lol? He beat Nole at Dubai this year, didn't he? He did. He did. But before that, the last time he beat him was US Open 2021. You're right. But Djokovic was. I mean, Djokovic in. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, Djokovic in Dubai, which was just after the Australian Open, he just tends to be like whatever. He barely ever wins those tournaments. His level just drops, and as I've said before, he really only peaks for the slams. So he will lose to people. Like he lost to Musetti in, what was it, Monte Carlo? Lost to Runa. Was it Runa in Rome? Doesn't matter. One Roland Garros. That's the difference, though. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't deliberately lose, but he peaks physically, mentally, for the slams because he knows they're the most important. He doesn't want to peak before that. Great drop shot from Djokovic on the backhand slice. Drags Sinner out with a forehand cross. Sinner slicing defensively. Then Djokovic went forehand down the line. Had the opportunity to step in. Instead of going approach shot, went drop shot. It was beautifully executed. It seems like when Sinner tries to change the momentum, he makes some unforced error. And Djokovic takes control again. Hello to Sam, says Lexi. Indeed. Sam, serve into the net from Sinner. Not enough first serves. Lexi says Max. Yeah, true. He ain't going to let Wimbledon title slip anytime soon. Grand Slams are a different league. Good serve, though, from Sinner. Backhand from Djokovic. Or is there a challenge? I think there is. What's the challenge for? It's for a serve. It was in. He was right. It was in. So the call, I think, was a fault. And Sinner's like, well, I'd get another first serve now then, don't I? Anab says, great stream, good job, thank you, Anab. Sam says, hi, Lexi. Exactly. Hello, Lexi. Lexi, Max, Sam, all in the chat. Ashley as well. Matt, lots of people. Thanks for tuning in. Forehand, massive forehand on the line from Sinner. Clips the baseline, going line, and he wins that exchange on the forehand side. The forehand down the line is such an important weapon for Sinner against Djokovic. He needs to execute it well. He did so there. He can flatten it out, and it's just so difficult to live with. Served on a tee is an ace, is it? Oh. No, okay. So he's missed it. I would have challenged that. That looked very close. Second serve. Backhand down the middle from Djokovic. Forehand crosses. He made that. He has what a forehand. I mean, he's whipped it with a lot of topspin, so it's landed just in. Almost moving backwards. Total win is 35 for Sinner, 23 for Djokovic, but let's see the unforced error count because that's a bit misleading. But 2 forehand winners back to back, and as Ashley says here, it's a winner for Sinner, or from Sinner even. Serve is long from Sinner. Second serve coming up. Second serve into the forehand of Djokovic. Steps in, goes forehand cross. He's hit a winner. Talking of winners, this time is Djokovic with the forehand. And he hammers it cross court. 30-all Sinner. I mean, every service game now is going to be a tussle because Djokovic is going to look to break as soon as possible in this set because he'll want to try and put it to bed quickly. Serve out wide from Sinner. Djokovic goes long with a forehand return. He's going to challenge it. He's not sure that the serve was in. Let's have a look. Max's different era, but Steffi and Monica can beat Martina Navratilova. But these new guys can't beat Novak. I know that's hard to beat. Yeah. No, I agree. Sam, Jannik changed his service style a little different from US Open last year. Yeah, he has. He's been tweaking it. I'm not quite sure. He even tweaked his backhand as well. So he used to have a high backlift on his backhand. He doesn't any longer. So, and I wonder whether it's just to try and shorten the swing. So he just drops it. He kind of drops his racket low straight away, and then goes through it with the motion. Great serve out wide from Sinner, unreturnable. So some big serving towards the end of that game from Sinner. Doesn't need to save any break points this time, and he does hold 3-2 to the Italian in this third set. He's talking to his box. He's like, guys. Ashley says, come on, Jannik. Indeed. Well, look, if we want to see a competitive match, he needs to win this set, right? Otherwise, we're game, set, match, and Djokovic marches into the final, which is not a terrible result because I think a lot of people want to see Djokovic against either Medvedev or Alcaraz in the final, but it would have been good to see him get really tested by Sinner. Now, Sinner's tested him in spots, I think it's fair to say, but it hasn't been enough. It hasn't been consistently testing him enough, in all honesty. That's been the big difference. Okay. So, served on the tee from Djokovic, backhand down the middle from Sinner. Forehand on the line from Djokovic, comes forward, drop volley, beautifully executed surely. Yes, it is. Sinner does get a racket on it, but can't make it into play. Matt says, Max, I think Djokovic is taking care of his body better than any player, if not athlete, in all sports. The gluten-free diet and all that, I think he could win a slam at 40. Well, yeah, I agree. I think he's been very meticulous in his care, conditioning, diet, all sorts. Served on a tee from Djokovic, missed. Second serve coming up. Serve down the tee is good from Djokovic. Massive forehand from Sinner into win. 15-all. Sam says, I'm new here in this channel. May I know your name? It's Fezan. Sam, is this not Sam from before? Are we just assuming this is Sam from ages ago? I think Sam's just pulling my strings here. 15-all. So wide. Forehand from Sinner into the net. 30-15, and a lot of unreturnables, a few aces from Djokovic as well. Big serve +1 plays. He's shortened the points big time on his serve when he can. In the first set, Sinner was arguably serving better despite the break of serve because he had break points in 2 of Djokovic's service games. However, since that first set, Djokovic has taken over, I think, in terms of being... yes, in terms of serving, anyway, quality. Max says Novak is going to be in our faces forever like the Kardashians. Oh my, exactly. Backhand to backhand here. Down the line goes Sinner. Clips the baseline. Forehand to forehand now. Djokovic goes forehand down the line. Backhand cross from Sinner. Slice from Djokovic. Forehand into win from Sinner again. Forehand cross from Djokovic. Forehand on the line from Sinner. Finds the net. 40-15. Ashley says Jannik's return, ain't it, today? Yeah. Sam says, yeah, I've been here a couple of times. I didn't subscribe to the channel back then. I have now. Okay, so you're not the Sam that we're thinking of. There's another Sam. Fine. Fair enough. Thanks for subscribing. Guys, hit that like button as well, please, if you haven't done so already. It does help us with the algorithm and all that good stuff. We are going to be doing Medvedev versus Alcaraz after this, so make sure you tune in for that. It should be a really good match. Anthony will be covering that, bringing the energy. So that wide forehand from Sinner on the stretch goes long. 3-all. Sam says, who are you supporting tomorrow, Fazan? I'm going with Ons for the title. I should probably be subjective and not cheer on anyone, to be honest. And when I commentate, I don't. But given that I'm not commentating currently, I think it would be nice if Jabeur was to win, just because she made the final last year. She made the final of the US Open. And we saw Casper Ruud lose his third Grand Slam final this year in the French Open. And he put on a really good display, but he was playing Djokovic now. She is going to be playing someone who's also made a Grand Slam final before in Vondrousova, but she made it in 2019, playing Ash Barty in the French Open finals. So it's a different surface. She hasn't been in that level, but she's played some really good tennis. But Jabeur also beat a lefty in Kvitova and destroyed her recently, and she's a two-time Wimbledon champion. So wasn't playing her best tennis, but I don't know. She goes into her favorite though, like last year. Could that potentially be, could that play against her? Don't know. But I think she's the favorite. Hopefully she'll win. Let's see. Just because I think Vondrousova's younger. She's 24. She's going to have more chances, I think. She says Sinner just can't rally with Nole today. He's so close yet so far. Yeah, as Djokovic, though, goes backhand on the stretch into the net. 15-love. Max is in an alternate universe. Novak and Kim Kardashian are married since they're both similar to each other in personality. What? What? It's unreturnable from Sinner. 30-love. Sinner's sticking in here at 3-all. Trying to think when he got broken in the first and second sets. I think he got broken earlier than this. So we could see a tiebreaker, potentially. Forehand on the line is in from Sinner, but he gets a bit of fortune. It clips the net cord. In all honesty, though, it does sit up for Djokovic, but he just misses the backhand line. So 40-love. Sinner here. This is an easy service game so far for the Italian. He's holding firm this set so far. I think it was early in this set that he was love 40 down. He ended up holding. So this has been a solid set of tennis from Sinner so far. Drop shot from Djokovic is missed. It's an ambitious one from behind the baseline. He does hold to love Sinner. It's 4-3. He's still got his work cut out for him, though, of course. He's 2 sets to love down here. But he'll be looking to break it, because if he breaks Djokovic, he'll be 5-3 up serving for the set. Djokovic under a little bit of pressure anyway, although he eats pressure for breakfast in this next service game. 77% of you, by the way, have voted for Djokovic in the YouTube poll. Sam says, I hope this set goes to a tiebreaker with Sinner winning the set, just to give Nole a little bit of a headache. You know what? In all honesty, I think in order for us to get a really good final, we probably need either Medvedev or Alcaraz to beat whoever wins that match to win in straight sets, and then Djokovic to get taken to 5 sets by Sinner today. That's really how I see it. And it's kind of not sad, but it just, I think, highlights how incredible Djokovic is. That's really the type of factors that I think might be able to help the opponent, is that he's almost got some sort of handicap. Because if he's fresh going into the final, it's very hard to pick against him, in all honesty. And my final preview will be talking about, he's going to accomplish these incredible feats if he wins. But from a tactical point of view, it's not going to be, okay, what does he need to do? It's going to be, what does Alcaraz or Medvedev need to do against him? That's if he makes the final. But he's 2/3 of the way there, and if not closer, because he's 3-4 down here in this third set. Serve into the body of Alcaraz. Forehand cross from Djokovic. Very short slice from Sinner. Tries to pass Djokovic. He does! What a forehand from Sinner. Down the line. Beautifully struck. Love 15. He's trying to make a move now. He knows this is important. If he breaks here, it's massive. Sam says Sinner needs to do what Nole did to him last year. Come back to win from 2 sets down. Agreed. Yeah, well, exactly. He needs to. He needs to. I mean, at least take it to a fifth, right? Well, are we asking for too much? Probably. Served on a tee's miss from Djokovic. Second serve coming up. Or forehand from Nole goes into the net, but the return from Sinner was long, so it's 15-all. And Sinner's not going to challenge it by the looks of it. It was in. He should have challenged it, Sinner. He should have challenged it. It was in. Oh, no. This is why almost you feel like we need to get automatic line calls in as soon as possible, because these types of errors, I mean, look, I'm not saying that it means that Sinner's going to win the match because of that mistake, but they do obviously make a difference. And I'm sure it evens out eventually, but it'd be good to have the peace of mind that the calls are correct. Great serve from Djokovic, unreturnable. Sinner can't make that, so 30-15 Djokovic here. Served on the tee. Forehand is down the middle from Sinner. Forehand to forehand. Oh, slice from Sinner. Backhand cross from Djokovic. It's a winner, 40-15. Wow. Djokovic is just pushing Sinner, and Sinner's giving way too many short balls here to Djokovic. Way too many. RVT says maybe I was right about the comeback, lol. RVT says probably not. Lexi says so unfair. The line call was terrible. To be fair, it was, I mean, a tiny bit. I mean, there was a tiny fraction that was touching the line. I've seen that's not a bad call in my opinion. It's just a very close one that was not given. Yeah. And a great serve from Djokovic, unreturnable 4-all. He's 2 games away here from the Wimbledon final and giving himself a chance to win an 8th Wimbledon title and a 5th straight Wimbledon as well. Obviously says these things happen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Well, I guess they wouldn't happen if they had the automatic line calls, right? That's the problem, I think. And I think everyone needs to get with the times. Sounds a bit, I don't know. Maybe I'm sounding a little bit too modern, but I feel like I like the automatic line calls, but maybe not everyone does. Oh, interesting. Second, good serve from Sinner. Backhand return from Djokovic isn't made. 15-love. I got a feeling Nole will break him now, says Sam. Yeah, the thing is, this is now every single game now in this set onwards is massive, because if one of them gets broken, the other's going to have a chance to take the set. Yeah, agreed. Esaki1 says, basically give a short ball to either Djokovic or Alcaraz and the point is over, 100%. Served on a tee, forehand down the middle from Djokovic, then goes forehand on the line again. Slice from Sinner. Forehand into win from Djokovic. Forehand cross from Sinner's absolutely crushed. I mean, he's put all his weight, all his body into that forehand. And it's 30-love Sinner. I'm pretending to be so affected. You know I'm going to be happy with Novak winning this match. Yeah, I know you are. Lexi is a glory hunter. She supports Man City, Djokovic, and Nadal. Now, only joking, Lexi. I'm still here for Jannik, no matter what, hoping we get to a tiebreaker. Yeah? Yeah, I think a tiebreaker would be fair. I think both players have played equally well probably this set so far. Second serve, backhand in the middle, backhand to backhand. Although Djokovic has won what? His last 14 tiebreaks, I think it is. As he misses the forehand, though, Djokovic goes wide. I have to say, Djokovic hasn't played incredible today. And that's probably what is even more frustrating for someone like Sinner, that Djokovic hasn't played near his best, and yet he's still losing. He still plays a good enough level that you need to play extremely well. And he manages the big points well. Oh, what a return. It's a serve volley attempt from Sinner. Goes 121 miles per hour out wide to the backhand. Djokovic passes him down the line. He paints the the tram line with that backhand return. That is so damn good from Novak Djokovic. 40-15. RT says, not if we go to a tiebreak. Novak will kill Jannik. Yeah, Novak in tiebreaks is so good. Yeah, won the last 14. Hasn't lost a tiebreak in Roland Garros or Wimbledon so far. Serve out wide from Sinner. Forehand in the middle from Sinner. Backhand into the Italian is a volley into the corner. Djokovic can't make the lob. Goes wide. So Sinner nudges in front. Djokovic will have to serve to stay in this set. Like says Fazan, you're right. Exactly. It's all right. We can all be glory hunters, eh? Who's the next big thing? Alcaraz. Let's cheer him on. Ashley says, Djokovic on grass doesn't have to play well. He's much better than his opponents. My God, Roger can come back on one knee and beat half these guys. Yeah, I think the issue is, as well, that given this generation, because Djokovic and Nadal have played for so long, and obviously, also fed, on hard court, it was different, and even on clay to a degree, but especially on hard court, it was different because those guys played so many matches on the hard court. They skilled up relatively quickly to then start to at least challenge them. But what happened then? Oh, thank you, Cam. Very kind of you, gifting 5 members. What a legend. David, Robin, Flora, Pokemama, and Natalie. You're legends. But on grass, like a lot of these guys are super inexperienced, especially the guys who are 20 and 21, etc. I mean, who was it? Holger Rune had played 7 matches on grass before coming into Wimbledon, and he was 3-4, so he'd only won 3 matches and lost 4. Alcaraz, I think, had played, I think it was 12 matches coming into Wimbledon, 11 matches coming into Wimbledon. Sam says, I think Nole will win 30 slams by the time he's 40. Oh my, can you imagine? Wow, that'd be incredible if he did. Djokovic serving to stay in this set, by the way. He's 2 sets to love up, though. Great return from Sinner down the line. Great depth into the corner. Backhand to backhand here. Slice from Djokovic. He slipped there. Forehand down the middle from... forehand into win even from Sinner's miss. 15. Well, yeah, 15 love. Obviously says next big thing, Benoit Paire. Exactly. Congratulations to all the new members. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Cam. Cam is a real goat, says Alexi. 100%. Hey, Cam, good to see you here. Congratulations to all the members. Cam says congrats on 6K, mate. Thank you, Cam. Appreciate it. Cam, you must be close to 150K, no? Have a look in a second. 146, I think, the other day when I checked. So kind of Cam, he's such good peeps. Agreed. I didn't hear the Glory Hunter comment, Fazan. What about Stefanos, Kasper, Rublev? I mean, they're all still top 10 players, Lexi. I don't think you're helping your case here. They're still all top 10 players. Serve out wide. Backhand to backhand here. But that's true. Okay, Kecmanovic, Korda, and Draper. I'll give you that. Backhand into the net from Djokovic. Trying to go line. 15-all. Oh my God. 15-all. Hilarious. Oh, good serve from Djokovic, but it's not good enough. Sinner. Oh, it's a good return from Sinner. Djokovic. He can't do anything. 15-30. Sinner's trying to make moves here. He's 2 points away potentially from this third set. Here we go. 15-30. Served on the tee. Forehand into out from Sinner. Backhand cross from Djokovic. Backhand to backhand here. Forehand into out from Djokovic. Comes forward. Goes forehand. He's missed it. Oh, 15-42 break and set points here for Sinner. Sinner's looking to take us to at least 4 sets. Matt says, actually, I have heard people make the argument that Roger's 4-year run between 2004 and 2007 was more impressive than Djokovic winning all those while Roger was past his prime. Oh, don't want to get into these discussions at the moment. Dangerous discussions. Actually says, awesome return, Jannik. Let's go. Lex says, Cam pays attention. I will share it on his channel. You've reached 6K, but maybe he knows it already. Yeah, he's a member on my channel, to be fair. So you might have already seen it, to be fair. I mean, you probably saw your comment. 2 break points here for Djokovic to save. First serve finds the net. Second serve coming up. Max says, in my Tyra Banks voice to Sinner, I was rooting for you. You're all rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. What's going on? Oh, he's giving a thumbs up to the crowd. He's not happy. I think the crowd are cheering on Sinner. I think they cheered that fault probably because they want to see at least 4 sets. They want to see more tennis. He's not happy though. Serve is a second serve down the middle, backhand to backhand. Great backhand from Djokovic. Great depth. And Sinner makes the mistake, goes wide. 1 set point save, 30-40. She says, Matt Hill, I'm not the person to ask because I'm the biggest Roger fan, lol, so I would be all for Roger, yeah. What's Nole doing, says Sam? Well, he's having a little bit of an off-service game, but he's come up clutch in that service point. Can he come up clutch in this one coming up? So that wide, back on the stretch from Sinner. Forehand is good from Djokovic. Oh, he's missed it, Sinner. It was a great return from Jannik. And Djokovic goes cross-court with a forehand. It sits up Sinner. He tries to go for way too much. He has a real tendency of doing this. He has a real tendency of trying to go for way too much, way too close to the line. He didn't need to do that. He just didn't need to go so close to the line. He's missed it. So 2 break and set points come and go. We're at juice. Novak is pissed. Crowd don't do that. Yeah. Do it now, Jannik, says Asaki. Yeah. Oh, Sinner missed it, says Sam. Yep. He missed it. Juice. Serve into the net from Djokovic. Second serve coming up. Second serve into the forehand of Sinner. Forehand down the middle from Djokovic. Backhand to backhand here. He's gone long, Sinner. He's going to challenge it. Well, I think he knows it's long, though. Lexi says, what the heck, Sinner? Yeah. Now, Novak is going to carry in the crowd. Oh, my. That challenge is a terrible. That's one of the worst challenges I've ever seen from Sinner. He is out by an absolute mile. I think he's done it more to try and disrupt Djokovic's rhythm. But I don't think Djokovic will be fazed by that. I mean, that's a classic, though. That's a terrible challenge. Serve down the tee missed from Djokovic. His first serve has deserted him. But it doesn't matter because he's come up clutch from the baseline in the last few points. Samson Sinner making errors now. Yep. The movie carrier meant very good. Second serve into the body. Backhand in the middle. Forehand into out from Djokovic is massive. Slice on the stretch from Sinner. Forehand behind Sinner on the drive volley from Djokovic. Oh! Djokovic! Djokovic is pretending to cry to the crowd. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. What is going on? Oh, I'm loving this. He's pretending to cry. I don't know whether someone's booing him in the crowd. I'm not listening to it with sound. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Djokovic versus the crowd. And I tell you what, the crowd are not going to win this battle because the problem is when you annoy Djokovic, most of the time he tends to just destroy the opponent and takes it as positive energy. Even in the last year, there's been some instances where he's actually, for some reason, he's let it upset him, but I don't think he's going to let this upset him now. Oh, Sinner! Oh, he gets away with it. Some really passive forehands down the middle, very short. Djokovic goes forehand cross to approach the net. Sinner passes him down the line. Nolly acting funny now. Yeah. That was very funny as I'm pretending to cry. Like, oh my gosh. He doesn't care. And look, when you won 23 slams and you know you're the greatest of all time and you're getting stick from the crowd, why the hell are you going to care? Oh, it's just hilarious. Ashley says, come on, Jannik, let's go. He needs to hold here, doesn't he? That's the thing. He needs to guarantee himself at least a tiebreaker. The second serve here, 15-love, 5-all in this third set. It's been a tight third set. Djokovic is looking to wrap this up in straight sets. Sinner's looking to at least push us to a fourth set. Djokovic goes long with the backhand, 30-love. That's very unexpected. A second serve return miss from Djokovic. You don't see that very often, especially to the backhand side, but a kick serve is good. Lex says, I think slightly the crowd wants them to win. Why else would they do that? Lexi, the problem is a lot of the people in the crowd are very, very ignorant. There's a really funny video, which I'll talk about in a second. So that wide is... Oh, no, he's double faulted, Sinner. 30-15. There's a funny video where this guy goes around. It's a reel or like TikTok, and he's asking. So he just comes up with like random names, like Jennifer Lopez, for example. He'll be like, and he'll just pretend that they're tennis players. So he'll just go around going to some people like Wimbledon crowds, Wimbledon fans, or even coming in to watch the tennis. And outside the courts, he's like, what do you think of Jennifer Lopez's chances at Wimbledon this year? She's a really good player, but she needs to play like really aggressive and she'll have a chance of winning, right? And everyone's like agreeing with him, like, yeah, exactly what you said. She needs to play really aggressive. And he's coming up with people that aren't tennis players, but they're like really well known, like celebrities, and they're going, yeah, exactly, you're right. Ace, by the way, from Sinner down the tee, 40-15. Tries to go ace again, he's missed it. And it just shows that a lot of tennis fans are not diehard like a lot of you guys in the chat. And there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, like you shouldn't pretend like you know a player when you don't. They just look really silly doing it. Forehand on the line from Sinner, slice from Djokovic, forehand down. Oh, nice forehand cross from Sinner, dictated from the middle of the court with a forehand. Hits the winner in the end, cross court. He's guaranteed himself at least a tiebreaker. 6-5 Sinner. Djokovic will serve again to stay in the set. A bit off topic. I actually feel bad for Carrie. Stephen King can definitely write a wonderful novel. Fair enough. I said, no, Jannik. Lexi says, this is going to be Novak's 8th Wimbledon, right, if he wins? Yes, exactly. Yep, tie with Roger, exactly. Most of the crowd in Wimbledon are casual fans who don't even watch tennis. I think that's... you know what? So what annoys me is not necessarily casual fans going to watch tennis, because I guess that's how they become hardcore fans, right? No one wakes up one day and is a hardcore fan of any sport. What annoys me is people pretending, though, as if they are hardcore fans, or they're going to say watch the tennis, and then they leave halfway through, and that could have been someone who actually was a hardcore fan would really cherish that ticket, go and watch the tennis and watch the whole day. Similarly, there's like corporate boxes, and a lot of the times the tickets, right, if they're not used, they don't resell them or they don't release them. They tend to just forget about them, and then there's free seats, and it's like, come on, that could have gone to someone who actually wants to watch it. That's the type of stuff that annoys me. Or people that go and they just don't go to watch the tennis. They just go to like have a, like, you know, the US Open, Australian Open. I've noticed it a little bit, like people going almost out for a day out and going to like just drink and eat and just, you know, almost like misbehave in a way. And you're like, that's not what, this isn't a party. This is like watching tennis. So I don't know. Anyway, enough of my rant. 5-6, Djokovic serving to stay in the set again. Maybe Wimbledon wants to keep Roger's record. Maybe. So proud of Jannik. Let's go, says Ashley. Good serve out wide from Djokovic on the second serve. It's a great return from Sinner right at the feet of Djokovic. This is exactly what he needs to be doing. I said this in my preview that he needs to do this, and it's like he's listened to me. I'm happy. But he's listened to almost 3 sets later, to be fair. Now, oh, it's out. Oh, hold on. I thought that was a great return, but no, Djokovic has challenged it. It's out. So 15 love. Oh, man. I was singing his praises, but spoke too soon. Matt says, I thought the French crowds were absolutely awful. The way they treated Fritz was horrible. Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't mind cheering on the opponent. I don't like boos. I don't like boos. I think boos is just out of order. And then the thing is, I think the crowd then should expect it back. Backhand to backhand. Djokovic misses it, goes wide, 15-all. Why are you sorry, Matt Hill? They booed Vika when Alina didn't shake her hands. Yeah, I know, it's just stupid. Like, people are just like ignorant, absolutely ignorant. Like, she didn't go up to shake Alina's hand because she knew she wasn't going to shake her hand. So she went straight to the chair umpire. She nodded and said, like, well played, like this to Alina. Alina nodded to say, yeah, like, well played. I mean, anyway. Ace from Djokovic, 111 miles per hour, 30-15. I'm so glad, by the way, we didn't get Sabalenka Svitolina final. Not because I don't like them. I love them as players, especially Sabalenka as well. But more because they would have made it all about politics. And I'm just like, let's just enjoy the tennis. Backhand to backhand. Forehand into out from Djokovic. Backhand on the line from Sinner. Sinner, oh, he's doing well here. He's pushing Djokovic as Djokovic slices the forehand long. Lex says, Max, the original is still the best. What version have you seen? I said the same thing as you, lol, says Matt. Fazan true, says Sam. Lehi says, the problem with Wimby, despite knowing it, they didn't address the crowd why it was like that. So disappointing. And they should have. They should have. They really should have. So that wide is an ace. Is it from Djokovic? Oh, it's clutch from Djokovic. Oh, clutch from Djokovic. So good. Lex is true. I was very disappointed on seeing that. Vika is so nice to everyone. She didn't deserve that. So, I mean, the Vika-Lina match, yeah. I like Vika. So many sports channels discussed that after the match. But Lina, for me, is still better than Kostyuk, who was a terrible person for me. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Kostyuk. I like her game. She says some interesting things, though, in press conferences and posts. Like, my 2 cents, I don't think players should be banned because of what their countries are doing. They're just sports people. That's my 2 cents. No matter what's going on in their country, because, yeah, it's not the Olympics. They're individuals. But anyways, Cognac, let's go. That's why I also didn't like some of the Ukrainian players saying that they should ban the other players, because I thought that was a bit like, come on, like, you played on tour with them, you know what they're like. Served on a tee from Djokovic. Massive forehand into it. He's absolutely nailed it. Sinner holds his head up like, oh my gosh. What am I supposed to do there? We're going into a tiebreaker. Guys, what's your predictions? Let's get them in. Djokovic has won his last 14 tiebreakers. Will it be 15? Let's see. Let me know. That would have been an absolute mess. Sports need to be kept out of politics. Thank you, Matt. Matt, me and you are going to get along really well. Max says, Lexi, I've seen clips of the original. The remakes can't compete. So Koshik is better in the barrage. Maybe Koshik wants them to megaphone and speak about the... Yeah. Anyway, okay. Predictions for the tiebreaker. Get them in, please. Sinner will start us off. He needs to win this tiebreaker, Sinner, to stay in this match. Djokovic wins it. He makes his way into the final. Good serve out wide from Sinner. Forehand from Djokovic goes long on the stretch. 1-love Sinner. Good start from the Italian. Massive tiebreak. Massive tiebreak. Djokovic has been so good. Her catch, by the way, to be fair, in the last match that Djokovic played against her catch was 6-3 up in that first set tiebreak, and he should have won it. He capitulated big time. He choked it. Second set tiebreaker, he was 5-4 up, had 2 service points. He lost both of them and then went on to lose that set 8-6 as well, in the tiebreak. He arguably should have won both tiebreakers, especially the first one. If Sinner can stay clutch, he potentially will have a chance, but he needs to put in the hard yards here because Djokovic won't hand it to him. Sinner maybe 7-5, says Lexi. Hoping Jannik wins. It doesn't matter what the score. Lol. Max, yeah, despite the new technology, the original remains, yeah. Second serve into the backhand of Sinner. It's a return winner from the Italian. Oh, hello. Hello. 2-love Jannik Sinner. He gets the mini break. Djokovic's first serve deserted him a little bit. Oh, Djokovic is smiling, shaking his head. I think the crowd are giving Sinner massive cheers when he's winning points. It's a winner from Sinner, says Ashley. Served on a tee is missed from Djokovic. Second serve coming up. Second serve into the backhand. He shanked it, Sinner. Oh, he shanked it big time. Oh, what's going on here? Djokovic is covering his face. Is he crying? What's going on here? Is something in his? I think it's something in his face. I think it's sweat or something. He's not happy about something. Can't see properly. I think his eyes are watering. His contacts. Something's happening. His eyes are burning or something's going on with his eyes. Anyway. Second serve from Djokovic. Sinner should have done better. Shanked the return. So 2-1. Sinner Alcaraz final would be epic. I mean, that would be close. I mean, you could argue that a more competitive final would be Sinner versus Medvedev or Sinner versus Alcaraz because Djokovic is a massive favourite and probably could easily beat any of these guys in straight sets. Massive serve out wide from Sinner, though. 3-1 unreturnable. Can Jannik Sinner stop Djokovic from winning his 15th straight tiebreaker? There were literally nicknames going around about Djokovic, Tiebreakovic. Literally. Sinner's really fighting to get this to 5. Come on. Let's see. Ashley says, come on, Jannik, let's go. Oh, it's a double fault. That's a big double fault from Sinner. It looks so awkward as well, the way he hit it. Almost flat panned it. Oh, see, this is what I mean. This type of stuff cannot happen. When you go 3-1 up, you've taken a little bit of a lead in the tiebreaker. At least make your second serve. Djokovic plays a really good point and beats you in it. Fine. Fair enough. But at least don't make that mistake. It's a bad error to make. Right, 2-3 here. Djokovic serving. So it's back on serve. He's got 2 service points coming up. Serve is a first serve. Short return from Sinner down the middle. Forehand into out from Djokovic. Backhand on the stretch from Sinner as he slips, goes long. Looks at the surface. He's not happy about it. 3-all. Uh-oh. If you're a Sinner fan, it's not looking good now because Djokovic has the momentum. He's on the last 2 points and he's got 1 more service point as well. And he's just hit a first serve. But Sinner's still there. I think in my prediction, did I? 7-5 Djokovic. I did say to you, I think it was her catch 7-4 in the first at tiebreaker in that quarterfinal, and yeah, I got it wrong, obviously, in the end. It's a shame. Okay, Djokovic here at 3-all. Serving. Still on serve, of course. He's got 1 more service point, then it'll be Sinner. Served on it. He's a big one. Oh, was that out? Oh, the call's out. I would challenge that. That looked, in my opinion, that looked in. Guys, as well, thanks for tuning in. Thank you to everyone that has liked the video. It really does help us out. Please do hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It really does help with the algorithm, all that good stuff. Same with subscribing as well. Thank you. Appreciate it. We are going to be doing Medvedev versus Alcaraz after this, and we'll also be doing the women's final tomorrow. As Sinner goes, oh, clips the net cord. Djokovic in the net. Volleys. Sinner tries to pass him. He can't. Oh, good from Djokovic. Djokovic smashes. Oh, hello. He might get a code violation for that. He smashed the ball into the ground, but on Sinner's side. I think that's towards the crowd. He might get a warning for that. Sinner, though, should have done better there. Should have done better with Djokovic in the net. Anyway, serve down the tee from Sinner. Goes forehand into it. He's made it. What a forehand 4-all. Djokovic on the floor. He slipped. Sinner's going to check if he's okay. He says, yep, all good. So 4-all is a decent return from Djokovic from the first serve. Yeah, he did him. I think he did him, unfortunately, with a body shape. I think Djokovic maybe thought he was going to go in to win. And he tried to change direction, ends up slipping. So 4 points all. Serve out wide. Forehand from Djokovic into the body of Sinner down the middle. Oh no, Sinner. As Djokovic goes backhand cross, backhand from Sinner finds the net. 5-4. So Djokovic has got the mini break, and now he's got 2 more service points. Sinner in trouble here. No, yeah, Ashley says, no, Jannik, no, that point was big. It's a big point at 4-all. Serve down the tee is a fault. Clipped the net cord, but got long. Ashley says, so close yet so far. It's not over yet, but yeah, I said 7-5, Djokovic. I don't know, it could be 7-4. Sinner's got to return this second serve well. He does. It's a good return. Back on the stretch from Djokovic. What a get. Forehand to forehand here. Oh, forehand into the net from Jannik Sinner. He looks at his box. He says, oh, man. How have I missed that? Uh-oh. So, 2 match points for Novak Djokovic to win a 15th straight tiebreaker and also make another Wimbledon final to give himself a chance to win a 5th consecutive title at SW19 and an 8th Wimbledon title overall. Lex says almost, but not quite. Actually, it's not over yet, but he does have 2 match points, and the first one will be on his serve. Goes down the tee. Backhand is good from Sinner. Forehand is good from Djokovic. Backhand cross from Djokovic. Backhand cross from Sinner. Backhand to backhand still. Sinner goes into the net. He looks at his box. He can't believe it. He looks disappointed. But Djokovic comes out on top in straight sets. 6-3, 6-4, 7-6. What a performance in the end from Djokovic. Look, I have to be honest with you. He didn't play his best tennis. It doesn't matter. He played extremely solid in the big moments. He showed up. Is this level enough to beat a really good Alcaraz or really good Medvedev? Don't know. It doesn't matter because that's on Sunday. And we know his record in semi-finals and finals at Wimbledon is phenomenal. Guys, thank you so much as for tuning in. Do hit that like button and subscribe before you go anywhere. Djokovic makes another Wimbledon final. Oh, man. I mean, he was so good. So good. Guys, well, if you're watching on Facebook, jump over to YouTube if you don't mind. Come and subscribe to our channel. Come and join us. We're going to be doing Alcaraz versus Medvedev shortly. Let me actually just share the link to that so that you guys can get involved. Because that's going to be an absolute cracker. I think that's going to be a lot closer than this match. And I think you guys need to tune into that because it's going to be a great one. So let me just put that in the chat. Anthony will be doing that. Anthony will be doing Alcaraz versus Medvedev. Tomorrow is the Wimbledon, the women's final, which Anthony will be doing. I'll be doing the men's final, even on Sunday. Yeah, make sure you jump over to this stream, which I'm going to put in the chat now. Talk amongst yourselves, and yeah, Anthony will join you. I'll be watching. I'll probably be in the chat, but I won't be able to stream because it'll be big man Anthony on the comms. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Stay safe and well. We'll see you over at the Alcaraz Medvedev stream. Get involved there, please.